Ready?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is I, the Grim Roller, back once again to play D&D with my good friends. I have Tips. Say hello, Tips.
Hello.
We have Bard.
Hello.
And we have Cat.
Meow.
Cat, who seems to be away right now trying to find her camera. Yes. I will be taking away her heroic inspiration for that. Either way, we'll just open up with the scene as we currently are, and we can just start catching up. So, in fact, Bard, if you wouldn't mind just mentioning what happened last time.
We started the session on a bridge where we sort of encountered this grim sight of men lining up to have their blood sucked. I don't know if there was any subtext there, but Pyrrhus was paying them to take their blood. We tried to sort of trick her and take her down, but she was smarter than we were. She sucked Peregrine's blood, bled him almost dry, and escaped, flew away, if I don't misremember.
Mm-hmm.
We then saw a dismembered hand sort of on some rocks on the river, and when we fetched it out, Timu Henry Cavill sort of popped out because the hand had a ring of like regeneration.
Yes.
And we found out that he is quite a high-ranking vampire who used to know Nina in her youth. And yeah, I think he just sort of left us. He sort of
flew off back to the castle to rejuvenate. I'm sure that losing all but his heart and his hand, that was the piece of flesh that you saw on another piece of rock, was his heart. So his heart remained. His ring of rejuvenation, is kind of like emergency health kit for vampires, was there to bring him back. And once you pulled him off the side of the rock into safety, he allowed himself to kind of rejuvenate. But yes, I'm sure he's now off telling everyone back at Strahd's castle that Ninari, who likes to be called Nina now, is back in Barovia somehow.
We then continued on our way to the Vistani camp, next to Taser Lake.
Yes.
And we encountered these gallows in front of some tombstones, which creepily had our names on them, along with the ways that we would die. Peregrine tried to contact his god and failed, but in the act of doing so, sort of broke the whatever sort of dark magic was taking place.
Yes.
And
saying yes, your fate is now no longer tethered as it once was. Yes.
And we, in the vicinity of that place, we found these two Vistani, or seeming Vistani, inside a ring of stone. We learn from them that you can basically claim a ring of stone as if it were a house to offer some protection from vampires and werewolves and the like. And so, assuming safety, tried to go to sleep there, but it turns out that they were either possessed or they were sort of shapeshifters, or it seems like they were not who they seemed to be. They broke the ring in the middle of the night. We were attacked until we managed to sort of, close the ring back again. And then the following morning, we arrived in the Dani camp, where Loon had their hand amputated, and from the sort of infected hand, this direwolf pup emerged, called Lefty San.
Hidari. Yes.
And I think we left it where the presumed leader of the Vistani wanted to see us. She went by Madam something
Eva.
or other.
Madam Eva, yes.
Madam Eva.
If you want to add that to your notes.
Yes, I have.
Yes, it was a very touch and go with Loon and his arm. The infection had spread almost to his elbow, and he would have had even less of an arm and more problems with that. But when the hand got severed, it was Floki that did the final cut, because the surgeon, though skilled, was very, very drunk at the time. Chopping off the arm, the rest of the infection kind of took over what was left of the hand, and it turned it into a direwolf. And in this world, it turns out that direwolves come about when the lycanthrope infection completely takes over the body. If there's no kind of balance that's made, then what is left is like a huge, powerful wolf, direwolf. In this case, because it was just the arm, it ended up being just a direwolf puppy. Which again, the surgeon hints that he's happy to buy him from you for 5 gold, because he can fatten him up and one day they can eat him to get some food. But I think it was Loon who was quite keen not to have his new companion that has like a almost spiritual connection to, kept for feeding, for eating in the future. So this puppy is like just barely born. It is curled up in the lap of young Loon, who is full unconscious, quite understandably, after the surgery with all the pain and everything. But his wound has been treated. It's a good stump he has, and he is now passed out next to the fire as we come into this new session. So thank you so much, Bard. You gave a great introduction to kind of where we're at. So everyone watching who missed last week's episode will know exactly what's going on here. Floki, you're in a pretty good state. You have recovered from your sleepless night trying to keep everyone alive with the vampires trying to break your stone circle. Like it's a good protection putting that down, but the vampires are smart enough to know that they can throw stones at it to try and break the walls and break the protection circle that you've created. I am going to.
Did I have recovered?
Yes, you did, because I'm changing the rules a little bit on how you recover from exhaustion in this game. Because before I said it was like if you eat or do a short rest, you recover. I want to make it a little bit harder to recover. I think the ways you do it are either long rest recovers 1 point, or having a meal with a short rest also recovers a point from now on. Which you did. You had a breakfast and you had a short rest before you guys headed to Taser Pool. So you had a moment to kind of get rid of your exhaustion. If it's still there, you can take it away now.
No. But I haven't long rested, right?
No, you haven't for a while. Unfortunately, the potions that you've been drinking, Strahd's potions, have been keeping you pretty good. You had one immediately after getting out of the murder house, death house. So that kind of got you back up to mostly full, and I don't think you've done too much magic since then. So you're in a pretty good state. It's like drinking like a Red Bull and Monster and plus a health potion all mixed together.
Wonderful.
In fact, I would like you, because it is the new morning and you're seeing everyone else is like drinking and smoking and stuff around the fire. You get like a little tingle, just a little kind of feel that you'd really like to have one of those potions. So I'd like you to roll only a DC 5 Wisdom saving throw to see if you resist the need to drink one of your potions now. Alright, let's take a look. And 13, easy. So you can choose to drink if you want, but you can also
No, I'm very aware of how few I have. I'll make sure that I'm not in great need when I run out. So I'll hold off for the time being. But I am sort of fighting against the urge all morning, maybe getting a little irritable.
Yes. Fortunately, Loon no longer has his roles to do today because he no longer has to fight an infection. He's infection clear, which is good news. But another person who's not in such a great state, unfortunately, is Nina. Nina kind of in the kind of panic and rush of everything that's happening. All these old memories coming back to her of these lands that she's been away from for 50 years, but now is back in Barovia and it's starting to return to her. She got a bit bit crazy, and she just downed a whole bottle of wine as soon as she arrived at camp and passed out in the back of one of their caravans. So at that point, like the three ladies had been very kind to just pick her up and take her over by the fire, and they're now helping her sip some coffee to get over her stupor. Tell me, Coffee, how is your girl Nina doing?
Awake again.
Great.
With it. Otherwise, completely unaware of anything.
That's fair. That's fair. You've been going through a lot. You're having a kind of an emotional flashback. Back in your day when you were like in your kind of mid-30s, you could drink a bottle of wine and it wouldn't even make you feel a bit tipsy. You were like strong, heroic, and everything like that. But your liver isn't quite what it was. So you're not quite up to those standards. But you can try. Either way, these ladies are being very nice to you at the moment. The only other member of the group that we haven't mentioned yet is Peregrine, who decided that he would sneak off.
Gone.
Is he gone? Or is he somewhere around?
He's last seen walking into the woods.
Yes.
He didn't seem very keen of these folk who he considers sort of sinners and people that have strayed from the path of the Lightbringer. So
That's fair.
he seemed like he didn't want to sort of break bread with them.
He knows that the Vistani they pray to the Night Mother, the protector of weary travellers at night. They are much more inclined to that religion. They personally think that the Lightbringer, the Morning Lord, has abandoned them and abandoned their Lord Strahd. So they're not particularly keen on that god, but they have their own god. They have their own religious rites that they follow. Is he willing to come back, or is he just going to stay out of the camp for this whole experience?
He might come back, but he's currently. I mean, you can presume he's sort of like peering in from a distance and keeping tabs. Maybe waiting for the inevitable ambush to try and come back heroically. But he's currently nowhere to be seen.
Okay, that helps me know what's happening. If you ever do want him to do anything kind of investigations or anything like that, do let me know. Otherwise,
okay. I mean, yeah, you can imagine that he's basically keeping the perimeter and trying to see if there's anyone coming or going or any sort of, of Strahd's agents nearby, things like that.
He doesn't see any Strahd's agents. It is morning, even though it is Barovia, and light is always hard to find in Barovia. He is looking out, and he's noticed that most of the Vistani in the area have come back to camp. They are celebrating the following day. Two of the Vistanis have got married recently, and it is now the early morning, and they've been partying and drinking all night, but they don't seem to want to stop the revelry. They want to just keep going. But they don't show any signs of hostility. There are various guards around who have only had like a couple to drink and aren't nearly as drunk as those around the fireplace. But now that you're here, and one of these people, I'll focus ping on him, sitting on Floki's left as he's looking towards the fire, decides to start a conversation with you because you are the kind of most awake and kind of healthy looking of the bunch that are here. And he's like, "Hey dude, you want a drink? I got he travels through and he's got a bunch of empty bottles, but then he goes, oh yeah, I got some wine here, some Red Dragon wine. It's pretty good." And he kind of passes the bottle over to you.
I sort of thank him, and in exchange pull out some of my herbs and stuff my pipe with them, hand my pipe over and tell him to take it easy on it. But I find that after a long night of drinking, it helps me sort of resettle in the morning. So I take a good swig from what he's given me, offering my pipe in exchange.
He's like, "Whoa, dude! I didn't know you were holding out." What was that, Coffee?
Offering you a pipe. Just an interesting saying.
Yes.
Sounds like familiar to Nino somehow.
So yes, I'm sure.
I sort of urge him to keep the pipe rolling around the fireplace, so it'll eventually get to Nina.
Snatch it.
Yeah, so he takes a big puff and he kind of holds it in. And he's just like hands it over to the next lady down, who's just, her name is Vet, and she just kind of like nods and thanks and kind of takes it. So this guy Ban, he introduces him. Yeah, I'm Ban, dude. Like, thanks. That was pretty radical, man. Oh, those some crazy herbs. And he seems to be painting a picture. He's doing a really good piece of art as he kind of sits by the fire and he's painting this strange picture. Do you wish to, start conversation, ask him kind of what this picture is, or are you looking to move on and kind of get?
No. I mean, I'm in no rush. I feel like our the party probably could use a rest. So I I'm making conversation, asking letting them know where we're headed and whether they have any news from the road. Yeah, I tell them of last night's events and how we were sort of besieged at night, and I asked them how they stay safe on the road at nighttime.
And he knows, like, yeah, dude, like, you gotta watch out for those vampires, man. Like, they're real kind of like party poopers. Like, we tend to like throw stones around, like make a little camp, or like stay in carriages, dude. Like, you gotta have a structure. You gotta have foundation, dude. And he carries on painting, but he's like, nah, man. Everything's been pretty cool for like since the last year. I mean, it was pretty gnarly a year ago. And he starts telling you a story. He tells you that a mighty wizard came to this camp just over a year ago. And it was such a kind of important time that he still remembers. It was like it was yesterday. In fact, he was sitting right where you're sitting now, Floki, around the fire, when he came to speak to the people here who wanted to conscript people of Vistani to join a kind of revolutionary army he was making. He was going around to the various villages and finding people that didn't like Strahd, and was bringing him over to his cause. He apparently he was very charismatic. He could really rally the people together, and he stirred them with thoughts of revolt and bore with them the idea to storm the castle en masse. And then he describes it. But when the vampire appeared, the wizard's army, man, it fled in terror. Like hardly anyone stayed. Like that, they were crazy, absolutely crazy. A few would stand their ground, but I've not seen them again. The wizard and the vampire, they were like casting spells at each other, man, and like they flew up into the air, and there was all this kind of lightning and fire and explosions, dude. And then I saw it with my own eyes, like the wizard, the Strahd, they went right up, and then there was this massive explosion, dude. I saw like the wizard, like he was on like fire, and he was like blasting down towards the waterfall, and he like hit it, and then like I didn't see him again. And he shows you now this painting that he's been making. What button is it? It's there it is. This is the painting that he's been making. It's like a bit like Strahd rose victorious at the end of it. Like the castle was like major damage, dude. But he was totally stoked. Like he beat the army. No one could beat Strahd, man. Strahd's the best. Explaining, showing this picture of glorious Strahd. So he's obviously a bit of a fanboy. Of him.
This wizard, like we'd heard stories of him in Barovia, but I didn't catch his name.
And it's, oh man, like I got this so long ago, I can hardly remember. So yeah, he doesn't remember, but he starts asking around the other people in the area, and I will get the details of that. Just 1 second. Always got my notes somewhere or other. So one of them comes back. Yeah, it was his name was Mordecai, I think. So Mordecai, I'll drop the note of how you spell that. Yeah. Mordecai was the name of the wizard.
And you said that he was last seen and presumed dead when he crashed into a waterfall. Is that right?
That's right. He went straight into Tides of Falls, man. It was like he was going like a rocket on fire, just like boom. Yeah, he was crazy strong, but like Strahd was stronger.
Are these falls nearby?
Oh yeah, they're just up the road, dude. Like just go over the bridge and you can see them.
I'll turn to the others and ask whether they think we should do a bit of a detour, as you know, this sounds like quite a powerful wizard. If he sort of crashed there a year ago, we might find his remains and anything he might have had, you know, any powerful artifacts or the like.
I can't really imagine a better place to hide from a vampire than by a waterfall as well.
Especially if there's
So
a
maybe he's
cave
still
behind the
alive.
waterfall.
Yeah.
No, there wouldn't be. There's never caves behind waterfalls.
We could make one.
That's true.
Get some pickaxe.
I sort of turned to Ban. I'm not trying to like antagonize him or anything, but I ask him, most of the folks we've met in Barovia seem pretty sort of downtrodden and not very happy with being under Strahd's rule. How is it that you and your people are so fond of him? Has Strahd done anything sort of to improve their lives?
Well, I don't know personally. Like, I'm actually from like California, but like ended up here like a while ago. I mean, this camp is really cool, but yeah, like my wife, she's Vistani, and she told me some things. Oh, is that coffee?
I said my wife. I'm sorry.
My wife.
My wife. So this guy's obviously married into the camp a bit, and he explains that apparently long ago, when these lands were ruled by like evil wizards and dark spirits and stuff, that it was like Strahd and his army that came and kind of liberated these lands, and during the fights, they kind of made a friendship with the Vistani, which are like a traveling nomadic people who never had a land, at least not for a long time, and they helped Strahd kind of win the war, and out of respect, Strahd allowed them to remain in these lands, become part of its people, and since then they've always been like super cool with Strahd, and Strahd has been super cool with them, and he explains it's like like the people back in the village, like they're just so kind of like purist, man. They're like, they don't like to like live with and go with the flow. Like, you just get along with Strahd and he'll treat you right, man.
I tell him I'll take that into consideration. But while we're on the sort of subject of Strahd and how things were before, I sort of ask about the Morning Lord. It's like I tell him, like we're not from here. I'm just trying to sort of fact check some of the stories we've heard in Barovia, and we'd heard that the Morning Lord has sort of been sent. And does he know anything about that?
Man, I don't know much about religion, man. I'm a bit of an atheist, but like my wife's like super into like the Night Lady, and like she like protects like people at night, and apparently the Morning Lord, he's like a super annoying dude. Like they say like Strahd called him a bad name and he cursed these lands, and like that's totally bogus, man. So that's all he kind of really knows is that the a lot of people praise the Morning Lord thinking he's good, but he's also the one that Strahd claims cursed the lands.
Well, I think that's it for Floki, but I guess I turn towards Loon and Nina, see how they're doing, whether they're interested in this conversation at all, and sort of, they have anything they want to ask him.
I think Loon's kind of zoned out the stoned guy, and is much more focused on his puppy.
Oh yes, and you've got control of the puppy now. So yes, the puppy, he's still very young, and as you were told by the doctor, it's like it'll take about 30 days for him to get big enough for you to ride him. With your kind of small stature, you could actually ride him like a horse essentially. But it took about a year for him to be fully grown. That dire wolves can be like really strong, familiars to have, and he already has like good night vision because you don't have night vision. So now he can like warn you of things that nearby when you kind of look through his eyes. He's got about 30 feet of night vision. He can bite things, but he's not that strong yet. So give him a bit of time, and he'll become like
I can see he's got 4 HP.
Yeah, as you'd expect of a puppy. He's actually quite strong for a puppy. You think a puppy would just have like 1 HP. But he can take at least 1 hit without instantly dying. So yeah, look after him well. So you're just like playing with the puppy. And you kind of, it's not like you can hear his thoughts, but you can sense his feelings. That's kind of the spiritual connection you still have with him. So you can sense when he's happy or sad or scared. Those sort of feelings will kind of like rush into you. It's not something you've experienced before. Nina, are you gonna do anything other than just slowly get yourself back into like a good working order again?
Yeah, trying to sober up. I think if anything, I liked the sound of investigating the potential demise site of the wizard because it sounds like it's close by.
Yeah,
that's the only thing intriguing me, other than reiterating that in my mind, Strahd seems like a good guy more and more.
Yeah, you remember him a little bit more and more, but your past memories of him, which are a bit hazy, are that he's not necessarily a good guy or a bad guy. He's just a guy. He's just, you had some like dealings with him. Some of them good, some of them bad.
I have to trust that my past self wouldn't have got so involved with someone that would be horrible. That's like the only memory that I really have.
Yeah.
Unless you two were horrible.
Horrible together.
Mm-hmm.
Mayhaps.
Yes, bad influences on each other. So yeah, all you can do is
before we move on, if I've been sort of chit-chatting with Ban a little more, and now that I feel like he's sort of nice and chatty, I sort of look over to these 2 people over here.
Yeah.
Who we've sensed sort of, like, we're currently under the impression that they were not the ones in the stone circle, despite us, despite the people that were in the stone circle looking remarkably like them.
Yeah.
So I'll sort of ask, I'll keep it generic at first and just say, like, look, last night we encountered these 2 people that were dressed as Vistani in a stone circle, but when we joined them in the middle of the night, they purposely broke the stone circle, tried to get the vampires to come in. Does he know, like, does that sound like something Vistani might do to travelers, or does he think that there might have been some fuckery about?
Yeah, he's like, dude, that's like crazy, man. That's like none of us around here would do it. Like we're a pretty cool sect. We're like pretty laid back, but some of the other Vistani, the other camps, they could be a little bit hardcore, man. They wouldn't like me. I'm only here because like my wife is she's like more open to like foreign guys, man. But the other groups, they're very close minded, man. Yeah, you should watch out with the other Vistani.
I sort of nod and thank him for being so candid.
Yes. So you haven't directly asked him if he's like if he saw those 2 disappear into the woods at all. Is that something you want to ask?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'll sort of look around and say, how about those 2 by the entrance? do they strike you as the type of people who might sort of, try to prey on innocent travelers at night?
No way, dude. They're like the nicest couple ever. I was so glad when they got married. That's why we're partying, man. I mean, they got married yesterday. It's like so cool.
Hmm. Oh, so like the celebration was for them. So they were here all night then.
Yeah, all night, man. Partying away, dancing. We've been having the greatest time.
Have you ever heard of any of Strahd's minions taking the shape of people,
Strahd
pretending
minions?
to be others?
I don't know, man. That like sounds like a witch thing to do. Like witches are like super annoying. Like sometimes they like pretend to be your best friend, and then you lend them some money, and they never come back because they were witches the whole time.
Fuck, I wonder if it's the hag that we let run away, that escaped the muffin hag.
We have pissed off the witches.
We have, yeah. We're not on their good books at the moment.
Yeah, witches suck, man.
Can you remind us? We'd heard about Madame Eva. Is she sort of in this group? Is she part of the fire circle?
And as you ask that, you notice that there's a man who's been quietly standing behind you this whole time. Well, at least for the last 5 minutes. And he goes, "Yes, Madame Eva. She is waiting on you, and hopefully your friend as well. Hiding in those bushes over there. We're hoping he'll come and join us too."
I guess like everyone turns around and you see sort of Peregrine like the top of his like eyes like peering out of a bush.
Yeah, he thinks he's all being mysterious. He's got like a black clothing and like he's painted his eyes like black like military style, trying to blend in. But like it's early morning, the sun's just hitting him, and he's standing out like a sore thumb against the bush.
So Floki just sort of like beckons him over, and he sort of begrudgingly sort of walks in, looking at everyone incredibly sort of suspiciously and judgingly.
Yeah. And the guard captain goes, looks and goes, Peregrine, I didn't realize it was you. It's good to see that you're still all right and alive after what happened last time.
The guy behind me says that?
Yeah, the guard captain recognizes Peregrine.
This guy?
Yes. But
is he Vistani?
He's Vistani. He's the captain of the guard at this camp.
Yeah.
But Peregrine, you don't remember him.
What's his name? This captain of the guards?
His name's Greg.
Called Greg. Recognizes Peregrine. Peregrine immediately sort of narrows his eyes at being recognized and not recognizing him in turn. And he tries to rack his brain as hard as he can as to whether this person might have been one of his tormentors during his stay in Strahd's dungeons.
I think we need to do an investigation roll for this.
Investigation, or would it be insight?
It'd be investigation this, because you're trying to remember clues from your own mind. The memories are a little bit scattered, rather than trying to understand his feelings, which is what insight is, when you try to guess someone's emotions.
Okay. I am going to use my Echoes of 100 Lives, where I sort of recall time spent in a previous life as a PI called Sherlock Shack. And I will roll with advantage on my
Yes, but to do that first, you have to roll a 1d4, and you're going to need
Isn't
to roll...
the first one free?
No, the first one is not free. First, you have to roll a 2 or higher to succeed, or you have disadvantage.
A 2 or higher, okay.
Yep.
You
get a 2!
Easy peasy.
Great, you get to roll advantage now.
So I mean, this is only because my investigation is not great with him. Good thing that I'm rolling with advantage.
With
That
that
was
one.
a nat 1.
Oh, it was
That's
rolling past in that 20, but you're 16.
16.
Yes. That's cool. I've just realised when I go to your sheet now, I can see your rolls at the same time there. Makes it a bit more dynamic. With a 16, so it starts to come back to you. You remember being in this camp. You remember that you were with a man dressed in all black, and he was speaking to these people quite, strongly about something. So you have been to this camp before. You remember this captain, and so it's pieced together a piece of your memory that has been lost. It seems to be like you remember everything up to about a year and a half ago, since you came to Barovia, and then the memories a bit scattered, and the first piece has kind of clicked into place. You were here before.
Okay.
You were here about a year ago.
Interesting. Okay. Well, yeah, or Peregrine is just sort of like suspiciously sort of looking down at everyone and sort of growling, sort of Clint Eastwood style, at anyone that sort of looks too long. He feels very at ease here for like all his sort of swagger and charisma before. This is not a place he wants to be in, and you can see he keeps sort of feeling for his pendant of the sun.
And the memory comes back. You felt the same way a year ago. You, for a long time now, you've not liked the Vistani, but you have been to this camp before.
Along with Mordecai and...
Oh yeah, you can connect the dots. It was Mordecai that you were with. Mordecai was the one that brought you and others to this camp.
Mm-hmm.
And so Greg kind of looks at you all and he goes, Peregrine, Floki, Loon, Linar, please follow me. Madam Eva is waiting. She has much to discuss with you. And he turns around and starts walking back and opens the curtain, which allows a large amount of light to come out. There's a well-lit, higher quality tent here than you might have found in other places. And he steps to the side to let you in. And already you can see there is this very old lady. You can't quite tell. Maybe she's 80, maybe she's 90. She seems to be older than Nina. And she is sitting behind a desk. Around her are various items, lots of candles, incense, various books, ranging from kind of celestial interpretation to idiot guides to various kind of things like sewing and becoming a writer and stuff. There's a lot of kind of self-help books as well around. But she's sitting behind the desk, and she has a bunch of folders on there and also a set of playing cards as well. She shuffles through slowly as she watches you enter, and she's like, friends, welcome back. I knew you would come. I sensed it long ago. And she looks forward and sees that Peregrine is there, kind of at the edge of the tent, just kind of poking his head in, but not ready to move in. And she goes, I see you have returned. It is good to see you are alive. When last you were with your friend Mordecai, you were not so open to my knowledge. Maybe this time will be different.
Or does Peregrine remember Madame Eva? Like, would he know anything about her, what to expect, whether she's a witch or just sort of a sage old lady, whether she's politically savvy or like anything about her personality?
You know that she's the leader of this group. She's
this is of
a
the
wise woman.
Vistani, capital V, or of this band of Vistani specifically?
This particular band of Vistani. Like, these are the ones closest to Barovia. They're the longest, as she explains, is like it's been her family run this camp for a long time and believe that they have followed the path set by Strahd the closest compared to all other ones. And she looks at you and goes like, I must tell you now, it is not a coincidence that you arrive here today. Destiny has brought you here. And as long as you follow destiny, there may still be a chance for you and your soul to escape these lands. You may have already felt the horror creeping at your soul, knowing that the normal flow of things, the afterlife, the rebirth cycle, it is broken in these lands. And as much as it pains me to admit, the thing that is holding us back from solving this great curse is our Lord Strahd. He has been a good leader to us. He has held us together through these dark times, trapped here, but he has lived too long and he is starting to lose his mind. Should the rebirth of the spirit of his great wife not have happened, then surely he would have slaughtered everyone here. This is but a reprieve, though. He will break soon if we do not stop him first, and to do that, only you can help him move on and free these lands finally of this curse.
At this, Peregrine will slowly sort of enter the tent, and he looks at her and says, "Am I understanding you right? Are you saying that we must help Strahd move on? That we are to end his reign?"
She bows her head and she goes, "Yes, as much as it pains me, there is a darkness growing within him, and if we should allow it to grow, it will surely plunge us all into it. We must find an answer, and I believe that you are the ones to do this. That is at least what the cards have told me."
You said his wife was reborn. Tell me more.
Yes, you may remember that in the village of Barovia, there is a young woman, a daughter, adopted by the burgomaster there. She is the reborn spirit of his dead wife. She's the last thread to keeping him sane, to keeping anything of the original man he was inside his heart. Though that relationship is strained, and she is yet to remember her past life, it is still the thread that gives us time to help Strahd move on and be a better person in his next life. As you probably know, Strahd is strong. All that have tried to kill him in the past have failed. That is because they did not have the tools necessary to bring him to rest. This is what I ask of you now. That I ask you to go scour these lands, to find these tools, and to unite with your secret but powerful companion that is still waiting up there, to fight Strahd in his own home and to put him to rest. Last time, she looks over to Peregrine, you and Mordecai, I gave you the same destiny, but Mordecai, he refused to take my advice. He refused to allow destiny to lead him to where he should go, and he paid the price of that. He paid the price dearly, but we now have a second chance with you. But I ask you, are you willing to accept destiny, or do you wish to fight it?
I will do anything that must be done to take Strahd down. But Mordecai, Do you know what happened to him? You see in the cards what his fate was.
She takes the cards and she shuffles them and she places one of the cards down on the table and flips it over, and it's blank. And she goes, don't know quite how that happened. I didn't have a blank card in that set. Sorry, I'll get it. She puts the cards away and she grabs another set. So do the rest of you accept this? It may lead you onto a set path in this world.
Are like fortune cards understood to be reliable, or are they kind of how they're generally considered in our world to be like?
What do you mean extremely reliable?
As in, like, is it like magic in this world?
Who's grabbing cards?
Sorry, I'm deleting it. I didn't realize I could interact with them.
Yeah.
Should I delete them?
So recall. Hopefully that hasn't broken my deck. I didn't know you could grab them.
No, yeah, I just saw this pop up and I was like, ooh, let me play with this thing that's come up.
Because I'm going to be trying something new here with this tool that I've found within Roll20. But yes, so going back to Loon. So Loon, as far as you know, the church that you came from before always said that such kind of pagan religions are nonsense and you shouldn't believe in such things. But your view of the world has changed greatly now. It is simply that through one way or the other, Madame Eve is asking you to put your faith into the cards, and the cards will then hopefully deliver you into destiny to give you the tools you need to survive.
I think Loon needs more proof that these cards can actually kind of tell our fortune.
Yes, and she goes like, only results will bring you faith. I understand that, but you must first put your faith in the heart of the cards in order to be put on the correct path. And yeah, so she is, she's asking you all to put your hands on the table. Do you all put your hands on the table, ready to kind of like begin the adventure?
Put one hand on the table.
I will.
Floki is very comfortable with, attempting to glean things from the future, sort of, using animal bones and such. So, he's never done it with cards, but he definitely thinks that, it's one way in which the universe can speak to people. So he readily sort of puts his hands on the table. And I guess Peregrine is quite shook. He doesn't really know how to parse what's happening, given that he would have expected this woman of all people here to be the first or the last person to tell them that they need to take down Strahd. So he hesitantly puts one of his hands on the table, firmly sort of squeezing his pendant with the other one.
Understood. She then begins to do the ceremony. Her eyes kind of close for a second, and when they open, they're just blank white as she kind of reaches. The hands seem to shuffle underneath her as she pulls out her first card, placing it on the table. There's a shock of light and energy as it lands there. She then picks up the next card. Bam. Goes onto the table. Picks up a third card. Boom. Onto the table. The room seems to vibrate. You can see the kind of walls of the tent move. The hanging lamp seem to rock back and forth. Whatever energy this is, it doesn't feel like it's coming from a god. It feels like it's coming from something perhaps even older, even stronger than the gods themselves. The cards continue to fall on the table. And let me just check again. That is this one. And then finally, the last card. Boom, hits the table. And there's a sudden shockwave. You feel like an electricity through you. Your destiny has now been interwoven with these cards forever. She looks upon the cards on the table and she goes, you will need several things in order to complete your destiny. Until you have these things, I would advise not to confront Strahd. He is too strong for you, as you are. The first thing you need is knowledge. And the card flips over. And you read upon it, the card shows the miser. Again, her eyes roll up as she presses her hand on the card and says, "Look for a fortune inside a fortress, in a place hidden behind fire." So I'll just copy that note.
And this is her reading of like the miser
Yes.
card?
Yes. And her eyes turn to all. This is where you will find the information you need to defeat Strahd. Her hands hover over the table again as they flip another card. And again, the walls shake. And she says, "I see a dead village, drowned by a river, ruled by one who brought a great evil into this world." And I'll copy that there. And she, her eyes turn to normal, and she goes, "Yes, I see that this is where you will find the symbol that will shine the way forward to defeating Strahd." She then flips the next card, the Conjurer, and the world shakes again. "The treasure lies in a dragon's house, in the hands once clean, now corrupted." And as she says that, she looks over to Peregrine and says, "This is the answer you seek. This is what you have been waiting for all your lives. It is the tool you will use to strike him down." She takes a moment to breathe and then looks around the group, and she asks, "Are you ready for your final destiny? The final thing that will bind
Sorry,
you?"
Thea, there's two conjurers. I don't know if that's glitched or
Oh,
it's
is
like
it?
if there's meant to
Oh,
be
really?
one different. So we had the first card is the miser.
Yeah.
You mentioned the third is the conjurer. What was the second one meant to be?
So this is where I think you grabbed the deck and it's broken something
Yeah.
here. So let's see, that's the third one. Is that right? Sorry, I had this all worked out and I think it's been broken. I knew something like this would happen. So yeah, that's the third one there. The Avenger. She's the third one. Sorry about that. Breaking the illusion of this world. But the Avenger has it. The Avenger has that sword, so that's that last quote I gave you there.
Okay.
So these are the locations of the 3 objects that you'll need in order to win against Strahd. The next one she turns over. Boom. The broken one. "Your greatest ally will be a wizard. His mind is broken, but his spells are still strong." She looks again at Peregrine. She goes, "I think you know who this is. He may have tried to escape destiny once before, but he's already woven into this great story." And then we come to the last of the readings. The Seer. "Strahd, he waits for you in a place of wisdom, warmth, and despair. Great secrets are there. When you are ready, that is where you will find him." So she sits back, looking tired, sweating, breath coming in gasps as the energy that she's put through to present these cards to you has nearly taken out all her strength. But she's
This
now ready
last
to talk
card,
to you.
who is the he in this reading? Mordecane?
This will be Strahd.
Okay. And so you mentioned the first 3 are
Yes.
related to the tools we need to take Strahd down. And so
Yes.
the last 2 are sort of a separate set reading?
Exactly. So these first three are what she explains to you are called the lower deck. These are the material items that you need. So it's got the miser, which is where you'll get the information you must get to defeat Strahd. We have the conjurer, where you will find the symbol to defeat Strahd. You have the avenger, where you'll find the tool to defeat him.
Okay.
And then on the high deck, you have the broken one. This is the man who will help you defeat Strahd. He's the last member of your party that you must bring in order to win. You cannot survive this battle without him. And finally, when you're ready and you're trying to find Strahd, on the day of reckoning you will find him, the seer, and you will find him in the place of wisdom, warmth and despair. These are your journeys. These are the things you must collect. These are your primary goals for this computer game, as you think. You kind of, once you've completed these, and only these, you'll have what you need to defeat him. But as you can understand, this journey is difficult. She explains more. She's like, yes, the cards are vague, but I have spent a long time reading the cards and understanding them. I can tell you this. First of all, please take the cards. And she kind of pushes them over. Who wishes to take them and hold them?
I can take them.
So, Nina, you reach over and you pick up the cards, and each one of them, you feel like a slight vibration with them as they connect to you. And she explains, when you approach your destiny, these cards will vibrate, and you'll know that you're near to the goal you seek. Do not lose these.
I will keep them safe.
Excellent. I'll make sure we'll put them in
Has
the
she
inventory.
taken the 5 cards we were served or the deck?
The 5 cards, just the 5 cards.
Okay.
Next person will get a better fortune then, no?
She'll throw this deck away. She already takes the remnants of the deck and she just throws them into the fireplace that's like next to her. She's got like a little kind of one of those big kind of fireplace heater things in the tent with her, and the cards burn up, and there's like a creepy kind of vampire face, somewhat like Strahd, like appears in the smoke and then vanishes.
Is she like the street magicians? Well, she'll like unwrap the deck before she does it, so you know she hasn't tampered with it.
Exactly. So she's got like you look behind her. There's like a cupboard,
like a
glass
whole
cupboard, just
stack of,
just
like,
loads of decks.
Bicycle decks. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And so she's always goes through a lot of decks. That's her girl. She also explains, and I can already tell some things that might help you in your journey. This card, and she points to the miser, this one appeared before when Mortgain was here. And since then I have researched it heavily, and I understand to know. The fortress inside a fortress, in a place hidden behind fire. There's only one place this could be. It must be in the hidden fortress, in the crypt, inside of Strahd's castle. If you can find his hidden fortress, you will find what you need. Now, I must warn you, the hardest part will be entering Strahd's castle. His defences are impregnable. The building is full of monsters. There is only one way to get in. And she picks up a large folder and puts it down. And she goes, I have a plan. And I call it Ravenloft 11. And she explains that you're going to need to find these 7 other people to help you with this journey. We're going to need acrobats, as a safe breaker. We're going to need to get a face man. She's going through this whole list of explaining in detail just like how exactly you're going to get in. She goes, if we could do all these things, you might just be able to get inside Strahd's castle.
Ow,
Floki will just turn to her and say like, what if he just invites us in instead?
That's crazy. He hasn't invited anyone to the castle for at least a year.
Well, we all have invites.
Yeah, so Flucky just sort of pulls out the invite and sort of puts it on the table.
She leans forward.
Does this count as an acrobat and a safe breaker?
She takes a moment, and then she just neatens the pile of kind of folders with all these kind of names and people and stuff, and then she just picks up and just throws it in the fire, just like, God damn it! And just chucks it, the whole thing in the fire, burning up. I spent a year on that! God! It's like, you just get an invitation. Okay, no, this is fine. I think this just shows you that you are destined to be the ones. And I shouldn't be trying so hard. Really, that's my fault. That's my bad. And she explains that, yes, go to Strahd, take his invitations, and when you're there, search his castle. When you approach the location, that card will vibrate, and you'll know where to find the thing you're looking for. I can't see beyond that exactly what it is you'll find, but once you have it, you'll know. And with that, she sits back and she goes, well, I've helped you as much as I can. Please do not mention what I've discussed here tonight with the rest of those in the camp. They will not understand, but they do not see Strahd like I do. I ask you to do this, not to harm Strahd, for I love him. I do this. I ask this of you, to save him. Know that you are always welcome in this camp, should you ever need my help or the help of my people. Just simply ask. Though I'm afraid that invitation will not extend to the other clans. They are a bit more strict in their views of this world and of Strahd. They will never understand what needs to be done, but I believe you do.
This Peregrine just erupts and says, how are we to believe you? 2 of your people attacked us last night. Those 2 that you say were getting married. They broke our stone circle and had vampires set upon us. How are we to trust you now?
She looks at you and then pulls out another one of her packs of cards and she puts them on the ground and kind of on the table and flips them over and it kind of makes a thing. Those were not my people. Those are obviously witches who use a disguising spell to look like them, probably because they saw the couple were jealous and decided to prey on passers-by. They were not my people, but I can tell you a secret. Should you ever meet people and not be sure that they are who they claim to be, throw salt on them. Witches can't stand salt.
But this
To know.
appeases Peregrine for a second. I mean, Peregrine's just pretty shook at this whole interaction. He's having trouble sort of parse that this woman is giving them all this information to take Strahd down. So he's very conflicted.
As you goes, I understand, and you were as conflicted last time as well. This is why you and your master did not want to follow this plan. You did not trust it. You felt that you could win simply by your own might, but how well did that work for you last time? Please trust me now. This is the only way that you and I and everyone else here can be finally free of this curse. Even Strahd himself. And then she goes...
I mean, he's like crying at this point. And he says, you know, do you know why my God has forsaken me? Why it is that I cannot reach him?
She goes, yes. It is a fact difficult to understand, but the Lord of the Sun has forsaken us. He has become too offended by this world, and he has left us to our own devices, cutting out this plane of existence and pushing it far beyond almost all gods. This is a punishment on Strahd and his people, not on you. But unfortunately, you, like I, and many of us here, have been pulled into this jail. There's only one way out for us now. And that God, he will not help us. He will not listen.
There's no way to bring him back, to reach out to him.
she questions the cards again, put them out, and she goes, there may be a way, but it is not yet time. And that's all she has to help you with that.
Bear again just sort of starts crying too much and just storms out of the tent. He doesn't want to. He doesn't want the rest of the party to sort of see him. This moment of weakness.
Understandable. It is a shock to find that your god has forsaken you, and it's not even of your doing. It is simply what it is. Yes, you now have your destiny out towards you. You have your 5 missions to complete. You've got 3 things to find, 1 person to find, and then you've got to go to a place for the final battle so you can be prepared for what comes. As you've already been able to tell, Strahd is invincible. But there is a chance now you have, and you must reconcile it yourself. You must understand, is it truly something you wish to do? As far as you can tell from Strahd, despite being a vampire, he's been a good leader. Those that have followed him have been much happier and lived much better lives in this weird, forgotten realm. It is this old lady that pushes you towards ending his life. But as far as you can tell, this is the only way forward.
Floki thanks her and asks if there's anything that we can do or offer, anything she needs help with. You know, that it'll be a small price to pay for what she has given us.
She nods and she goes, it is not my price to pay. I simply use the cards to help lead people in a better direction. I'm afraid I could not help you any more than you can help myself, but I am glad to find you more willing than the last party asked this of, and I wish you the best of luck.
Floki
Super quick before we leave.
Yeah.
How many parties have you given this quest to?
Like that.
And
how big is this meat grinder?
You notice there's a filing cabinet behind her, which has on it like parties and makeup, and you see that it's like your number 57, as far as you can tell, as she kind of pushes the folder back away like a chunk. So yeah, there's been 57 parties that have been asked before you guys, or 56. But she goes, you guys are the second. You're definitely the second group. Yeah, after this guy.
Lucky number 57, I always say. So maybe we'll wait for 55 more, and then we'll go. If she's claiming we are the... Oh no, if she's claiming second, then we'll wait for 55 more, and then we'll go.
She sighs at this and goes, maybe you are not the destined ones, but all I can do is continue to listen to the cards and hope for the best. And then she turns away from you, pulls out another kind of folder set full of different adventurers and stuff, and starts playing cards on top of them, seeing if any of them kind of respond to the cards she has. So she has at least a good 25% faith in you guys that you're going to be the ones to do this. Yep.
Good odds.
All right. So with that complete, you can do some more investigations around the camp. But just to kind of let you know, story-wise, unless particular circumstances happen, you're not really going to find anything new around here. So you can choose to stay here, have a meal, rest a bit. This is a safe place for you to kind of stop on your journeys outside of town. Otherwise, it's mid-morning now. You can continue your journey north in the direction towards Strahd's castle, or away from Strahd's castle, should you wish to run away.
Loki is sort of leaving the tent and sort of stops himself, and then turns back to Madame Eva and says, You mentioned that Irina is the only thing keeping Strahd sane. What do you think would happen if Strahd lost Irina, if she left Barovia and could not be found by him any longer.
She shivers at that feeling. She goes, I think that day the Strahd I know will be finally gone. He needs her, and she needs him. She just doesn't yet understand that. But it's her destiny to be with him, one way or the other.
Loki weighs his options and decides to sort of put all his cards on the table. And he tells her about their plan to take Irina as far away from Barovia as possible for her own sake. You know, he explains that her brother has told us that she's not safe in Barovia, and we're in the middle of trying to get her away. And I ask her whether she sort of condones this plan or not.
She considers it a moment, and she says, well, I don't think even you have the power to control their destiny. If what you do keeps us safe, I think that is best for us all. Yes, maybe you should. Strahd, as long as he knows that she's there, he will maintain his sanity. This may give us more time. I say go for it, but should you lose her to Strahd, that may also be destiny.
Do I know of any way to manipulate souls? Like transfer them, for example?
Interesting question, that. I would say currently you don't.
I don't know that it's possible at all, or I just don't. I know that it
magic
could
is
be possible,
an amazing
but I don't know
thing.
how.
Yes, you know it could be possible, but you don't know how. There are many amazing spells and magic out there, but you don't know how. If you need to look for some sort of spell like that, maybe we'll have a talk about this afterwards, and I can see what we can do. Yeah, interested to know what you want to do with that. Who do you want to transfer a soul of?
Yeah, that's not for everyone to know.
Yeah, we'll chat after this. But yeah, if it is the case, Madam Eva might slip a note in your pocket if it works out. So we'll have a chat after this. But yes.
And well, Floki will tell Madam Eva of their plan to go to Vallaki, where we intend to purchase a wagon and bring it back. Although I am now realizing that we've since learned that we can use a stone circle. So even going all the way to Vallaki might be a fool's errand. Like, we might not need to go all the way to Vallaki if we can just make stone circles along the way. But I'll ask Madam Eva whether they can spare a horse and carriage and save us.
Now, one thing I'll ask, Floki has a spell that could help him with such a question, doesn't he? But yeah, I'll say that Madam Eva in this case is going to shortcut time, and she says, I believe it's your destiny to go. The stone method is a last emergency situation. It might work against the random vampire moving around. It will not stop Strahd. If you wish to move through these lands safely, a carriage is your safest bet.
The stone circle barely worked for us for one night. I don't.
But that's because someone broke it. Like the witches.
Thought the vampires were the ones that were like.
No,
they were throwing stones at it to break it. It's like it's not a very strong structure.
Okay. Well, in any case, I ask her if they can spare. Like, we might be able to buy from them one of their horse and carriages, or are they all sort of in use and they can't spare to like part with one?
We cannot part with a single one. I'm sorry. I wish we could help you in that way, but we need every carriage for ourselves. Many of these carriages are owned by families here.
I understand. I shouldn't have asked.
It's fine to ask. I'm here to point you in the right direction.
Don't ask, don't get.
I'm sorry I cannot be more help than this.
No, you've been more help we could have hoped for. And I graciously step out of the tent.
We will do what we can to save this land. I'll leave.
And with that, Maneuver goes over and she kind of closes the curtains, and you hear kind of little kind of click as she kind of like locks a padlock across the curtains, and then walks back to her desk.
Is that how curtains work? Locks her curtains?
Try to open the curtain.
Well, I reckon we best not burn any sunlight and take advantage of light we have to travel as far as we can today.
Did we not want to head over to the waterfall that's nearby?
Oh yeah. Let's go. Yeah, Taser Falls. See, can you take us to the map and show us sort of where we're at with respect to the falls?
Sure thing.
It sounded like it was really close.
It is really close. Where is the well map that I put together? Oh, that's my fault. Pressing the wrong buttons.
What's that?
There it is. So I'm going to move your icons to where you are right now. You are right here.
It's on the way, just about.
Yeah, so it's where this bridge is.
Which is where we're headed anyway.
Yep.
Oh, I see. I was looking at the wrong bridge. I was like, it's not on the way at all.
I mean, so Taser Falls is this bridge here, right?
Yes, which you can view
Yeah.
from that this bridge here. But
Yeah, like we can just sort of like do a bit of a detour and then go back onto the yellow path.
yes, let's see if I actually have, because I built the map for the bridge. I don't know if I have the map for that bit of the road itself. Let me have a look. Yes, okay. So you are going to head to that bridge first. So I'm going to move ribbon here. And you're on the very edge of the waterfall. So you can imagine that over this side. So let me just place party here.
It's
so place...
all black. Yeah. Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Yeah.
So you have.
How did you pull us all in?
There's a new
like
feature. You can right click and you can go place party.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay.
Yeah, it saves so much time.
Very cool. Yeah. As a former DM, I was just like, oh, how did you do that? Okay,
Yes.
Cool.
Let me see. So we're on daylight setting. Let's just, because I haven't set this one up. I wasn't expecting you guys to have a look at this camp. I should have thought about that.
You can't
I'm
conceivably
gonna BRB
foresee
2
everything.
seconds while that is getting set up.
So can you see the lights? Is your lights working here?
The whole thing is lit up.
Okay, great. Right over the edge here, that is where the water is kind of sloshing into the falls. You can't travel any further up there. You do have some boats
Where?
here which
Sorry,
people can
I
take.
missed the ping.
Far
Okay,
left.
sorry, I was too. Yeah.
There are boats around that you can take if you want to investigate around here to kind of get clues about what happened.
I think Floki would step into the water and just like melt in. Like, you know, he dunks his head, and then out bobs the head of a squid.
Yep. Because you can just use your shifter powers to change yourself a little bit. Oh, you're gonna go full octopus?
No. I mean, like I'm fully shaping into the giant octopus.
Because you could also use your shifter powers just to give yourself gills if you wanted to.
Yeah. But I reckon, you know, there might be something somewhat sort of menacing here, so I'll do that instead. And yeah, I sort of swim out and try to see if there's any trace of Mordecane.
Yes. So as you swim out, and you can see this kind of like load of fish that kind of swimming along, you notice them all kind of going to a single spot where they're kind of like pecking at something deep underwater, and then come back out. Do you wish to investigate?
I'm cautious, like I know Mordecane was quite a powerful wizard, and I don't know what to expect, frankly. So I'm carefully sort of swimming along.
Could you roll me a perception check, please?
Love to. $100.
Excellent. Wow. You got 19 and then +7. So I can tell you that you find this. You dive deep underwater, going right next to the waterfall, where you see an imprint that is like being made into the hard bed of this water. It is in the perfect kind of print of like a man with his arms and legs outstretched, like a comic book thing when the Wile E. Coyote falls off a cliff and hits the ground. It is that kind of indentation underwater. Embedded into this mud is a black robe with various kind of pouches of kind of like broken flasks of healing and other kind of potions. And on the other side there is like a bag which must have contained a lot of food long ago, but this food bag is finally ripped after being, this leather bag is ripped underwater, and it's the fish that are now going and nibbling at these what had been dried food supplies and now being eaten. So you do get the sense that that someone did impact under the water into the bed here, but you don't find the body. You don't find any skeletal remains of any kind.
So, but can you tell me what I do find in terms of harvestable items?
How's what you have a tattered black robe. Yeah, 2 as you know, 4 vials broken, so just glass vials that are broken with no liquids in them, and 1 half-eaten by fish bag of dried food.
Okay, but nothing sort of useful.
No.
Shout, look for a ring, because I just remembered there being one from the Henry Cavill guy. So I'm like, just thinking maybe there's something like that going on here.
You don't find a ring.
Fluky.
These are all you have found is signs that someone definitely impacted the bottom of this water at quite speed, and they left their clothes behind, but there are no human or otherwise remains there.
Are there any
anything
suspicious
behind
looking fish?
or anything behind the falls?
You look behind the falls and you find a bag containing 20 gold pieces.
Hey,
There's always something
allow
behind the
that to
waterfall.
be. Yeah, obviously. Except I was hoping to find something more impressive. But I will add to the party inventory the 20 gold pieces.
Can I detect magic?
Yes, and when you cast the spell, you don't find any magic in the local area. So this
Okay.
I'm going to let you guys know this. You kind of reached the dead end of this particular thing. You found a clue that whatever impacted this thing didn't die here, and that's the only clue you have.
Okay. I squid my way out. Then as I start drying, you just sort of see my the chunks of squid just squelch to the ground and fall off, and like Floki just sort of emerges
Yes.
from out of the sort of rotting flesh of the squid.
It is quite a gruesome way that you transform. But now that you guys have come from this direction, I'm going to place party again. You arrive at the main bridge in order to get across the other side of this river. So this is where the river becomes the shortest, and someone has built a stone bridge to kind of like help your way along. But as you arrive, let me see exactly what you can see. It's quite dark if anyone wants to put out lights, but you already notice that there are
Peregrine
bodies.
will. I mean,
yeah.
Because Peregrine can't see shit.
Okay, so you got some light. And as you cast it around, you can see that there are a lot of bodies here. Lots of remains.
Pompeii of you. These are just like bodies, just like people died here and sort of rotted out to the elements, or are they? Is there any ceremony in how they're resting?
They're all in various poses. It seems obvious that they've all been struck by various things. Some of them have been shot by bullets, some by arrows, some by what looks like some sort of magic has burned through their bodies and burned their skeletons. These are the remnants of people that fought against Strahd a year ago. And this is where they had their last desperate stand against him.
They've not been, like, buried in a whole year. That's crazy.
They've just been left to rot here, unfortunately.
I will knit everyone a little flower to put on top of each grave/corpse.
Sounds like a good thing to do.
Are there any knickknacks?
Yes, there
Human
are
knickknacks.
There are. From each of them, as you've been told by the guide, that human bone is a great thing to make certain kind of weapons out of, certain kind of like swords and daggers out of it. You can use human bone because it can be kind of magically charged. So from each of them, you can take 2 arm bones if you wish to do so.
Cool. 10 arm bones.
Yep.
Not even going to question not doing it.
They're good for making weapons. It's great.
Peregrine is just looking at this like priestly one-armed child just go around the bodies and just like start pulling bones. And he thinks to himself how far the Morning Lord must be from this place, that priests are desecrating bodies, but he won't stop them. He's having a bit of an existential crisis, knowing that the Morning Lord is beyond reach. Maybe these are the times that have befallen this land, where like dead corpses are scrapped for parts by priests.
You have to do everything you can to survive.
Yeah.
So you guys, so whilst Floki's ahead, just ripping the kind of the arm
Not
bones
Floki,
of these
that's
things.
Loon.
So
That's
no,
Loon
Loon is
desecrating bodies.
yes. That at the same time, we have Nina just going around to each of the bodies and putting a little blanket. If you want to use the drawing tool, we can just draw the ones you've done already. So I'll make a what colour would you like your main kind of thing to be, Nina?
Hold on, I think I'm doing it.
Okay.
Maybe.
You have to click the paint tool, just draw on top of them.
I was looking in the wrong place.
That's, very appropriate there.
Oh, sorry.
Little hearts, yeah. Yes, and Loon, I think there's some more bodies around the other side of the bridge.
Oh, really?
I was rubbing my hands and then I realized how tactless that was.
You might need to get some light on,
because you can't rub your hands.
Let me pull out a bit of
yeah.
because you probably can't see anything in this darkness.
I can see through the my wolf size a little
Yes.
bit.
And
this
with
body
that,
doesn't look quite as. This one's a bit fresh.
See, Floki goes over to support. God, yeah. There's just stench coming up.
yeah. All the other bodies you've seen have been at least like a year old. But as you approach this thing and you walk towards, you notice there's a dagger next to him. And as you kind of reach down to go for the dagger, Loon, he disturbs.
No, not again.
As the
You're bitten by a direwolf.
Yeah.
as suddenly the what you thought was a dead body tries to bite you.
Nope. I have heroic inspiration this time.
Yep. Bite me once, shame on you. Bite me twice, shame on me.
Okay,
Oh,
yes,
fuck,
I would
it's
like
a
you to roll a what's it, dexterity
God,
check,
damn it.
please. You have to get a dexterity
good at
10
this.
check. You
Oh,
get
hell yeah.
exactly 10.
I'm fine.
Yes, well, with that, I would like everyone to roll for initiative. So you would need to click on your character and click the initiative button. Just change that. That should be an 8. It's already Loon and Peregrine straight out the back, getting high scores on their turn order.
Mine's +3,
Plus 3.
so 19.
19. Okay, let's add a turn order. 19. Okay, so yeah, 3 of you go straight away against this zombie. So we're going to start. I can shrink this down. We're going to start with Loon, please.
All right,
So-
Loon is gonna.
So you already pulled your hand away
Go ahead.
once.
Yes. So I've reached down to my mace, and I'm gonna try and smack this guy right in the head.
Do it.
That's 16 to hit.
Let's see if he does. 16 does hit. So yes, you give him a big whack. And what you said you're going for his head.
Yes, if I can.
Yeah, so that does 6 damage. And tell me, what kind of mace is that you're using?
Ooh, I don't think it's a silvered mace, is it? It's just a normal mace.
Because if it's just a normal mace, you take off this guy's head. You just fully rip it off his body as the head plonks down to the side. And now you have 2 zombie parts where you've got this head rolling towards you, trying to bite your ankles.
Oh,
whilst the
God.
upper body is just waving its hands around.
Guys? I think that's my go.
Okay, then we're over to your dog, if you wish to use your dog at all. Otherwise, he can run away.
No, I think my dog's in my backpack at the moment.
Okay, so you'll keep him back in safety, I think. As an action, by the way, your dog, if you look at him, whilst he's a puppy, he always has the dodge action active. So he's always going to have a little bit more of a chance to dodge out danger. But we then move over to Peregrine, who's going to, of course, use his holy abilities to fight these undead creatures, isn't he? Wherever he is. There he is, down there.
So Peregrine sees the head sort of roll off and become a whole new sort of zombie. Trying to see whether there's anything clever he might do, but he might just get stabby rather than cutty.
Sure.
I guess. I mean, he's. No, I'm gonna try something else. I'm gonna cast Chromatic Orb.
Ooh.
With fire. You know, this thing can't we don't want to be cutting or breaking this thing apart. I'm gonna try to burn it.
Burning zombies is a very good idea.
So, give me a second, see if I can roll this in an automatic way. So that's a 21 to hit.
Great. Who does it hit? This the big one or the little one?
I'm gonna try to burn off the little one. No. I feel like I'm gonna do too much damage to the little one. I'm gonna go for the big one. I'm gonna go for the big
Okay.
one. And it does 19 damage, and I think because I rolled 2 7s.
Yes, it bounces.
Yeah.
Okay, and then so you got to roll to hit the other one.
Yeah. And do I just roll the whole thing again? This is the first time I use this spell.
Exactly. Chromatic Orb is great, so you just roll again to see if you hit the one.
So to the little one, I do 15 damage. And it doesn't bounce again, right? Even if I like rolled 2.
Unless you rolled it as cast it as a second level. First, the first level it only
Okay.
bounces once. Second level bounces twice.
Okay, I see.
But either
Okay,
way,
so I do 19 and 15 damage to.
with those ones, you utterly annihilate the head. The body itself, you blast off the top area. Because you did it with a fire attack, it's only the upper body which is barely alive. It's now just got like just a shred of health. Is bloodied. Let's put a little symbol on that. And in fact, it's going to knock him, flip him over the wall behind there, so he lands on the ground next to Nina. So now Nina is fighting a pair of severed legs, which are now trying to kick at her.
I will try and slash at them with. I believe I have one
Just a flesh
silver
wound.
dagger.
Yes.
So I'll try with that. I have tried rolling it in D&D Beyond, but I RL rolled.
It came through.
Oh, just took ages.
Yeah. So it's a 15. The 15 hits. And I'm going to say that no matter what damage you would have rolled, you kill it here. So what you have is you have a pair of legs that just land. They kind of almost look left and right. They come running towards you as you stab down to the pelvis. And with that silver blade.
No, Nina, where do you stab it? Where do you stab this pair of legs coming at you?
Probably just like right in the middle.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
Straight to the crotch. So you just stab it with the blade, and as it kind of hits, the silver that you have activates. With the silver, we got to roll a was it 1d8 to see if it blemishes. I'll roll that for you. So it's a 1d8.
I'll roll it.
So an 8. Yep. So that's all good then. So it doesn't blemish at all as you stab into it, and the legs just turn to ash, and they vanish, and you've now defeated the pair of legs that came to attack you, and the battle is over. So it's a very quick battle there. But it's your first time using silvered weapons, and you've also found that certain magics help you as well. So we just drop the victory noise in there. Big and loud. And then we drop it down. Yeah.
GG.
Wow, that's loud. And yeah, so you now defeated this guy here, and what you find on him is another silver dagger. If anyone wants to take that,
I would like to have a second one, unless anyone else particularly wants one.
You're welcome to it.
You're the first to the corpse.
Yeah. So please add that silver dagger. Unfortunately, Loon, that whole upper body was vaporized by the fire attack from Peregrine, so you won't be able to get any severed bones from that.
That's okay. So is this what happens when there isn't a proper burial ceremony for a corpse?
Exactly that. Anytime you kill anyone and they don't have a proper burial with one religion or another, they end up becoming some sort of undead monstrosity. A lot of the time it's zombies, but it can be other even worse things. But yeah, I can see that Bard is a little bit distracted right now, so I'll just
Sorry.
yeah, make out. So yes, you guys spend the rest of your time building blankets to put over them. I assume, Loon, you've got the rest of the bones you were looking for.
Oh yeah, I added them.
Fantastic.
Times
And
well.
with that, do you guys wish to cross the bridge now?
I suppose so.
Good.
Yeah, we can't really see to the other side yet as well.
Yes,
Spooky.
because as you cross halfway across the bridge, you find yourself on the second half of the bridge.
Oh,
Great.
stuck in geometry.
You're stuck in geometry. Which one of you?
Peregrine.
Peregrine. Because you're stuck in a tree, that's why. There you go.
Yeah, and I can't, and Floki can't cross onto the bridge either.
You have to go like around the
There you
edge of the bridge.
You should be able to travel
I
up
did it
now.
earlier.
Yeah, no, I
Drag
can.
yourself. Yeah. So you guys start heading across the bridge. There's a little description here, which is mostly just about how that clouds of steam billow from where like the river falls into this big lake here. The stones are slippery, but they feel solid underneath you. This bridge has shown sign of burn marks and things where magic battles happen. You know that there was a big battle here about a year ago. You have no idea what was it that killed this man you found out here. But yes, you discovered one is that if you leave a body, unburied or unburned, and it will come back as something, and you need fire or silver weapons to make sure it's dead. So yeah, little clue. We'll move on to the next location. And we're going to place the party here. Boom. And I'm going to change up the music now. So we're now going to be in the ancient forest. Lightning strikes around you as a storm becomes, turns into rain. You're all getting wet, and you know that if you stay outside, traveling in the wet, you will likely become exhausted. But fortunately, not too far ahead, you see a carriage waiting at the crossroads. One road to the left leads on to Vallaki. There's some signs pointing that way, and the sign to the right says it leads on to Castle Ravenloft. Do you approach the carriage?
Can we see a zoomed in version of what the man on top of the carriage looks like? Because the token looks creepy AF.
There we go, that's the one. There he is.
Not very inviting.
And
That's
so
fine.
you ask.
You can go around.
Nina's
if
like,
you want to.
damn! That guy looks fine! Floki will do a bit of a team huddle and ask whether, do we think we should take up Strahd on his offer now, or should we first try and prepare ourselves before we head to his castle? I feel like even if we're not expecting to sort of try to take him down, any sort of skullduggery around his castle, my instinct would be to go in better prepared than I feel now, but maybe we can go on a bit of a recon thing before he knows we're sort of onto his case and trying to take him down.
How likely is he to invite us back, though? Because we've thrown away all of the papers about the heist getting in, so we kind of have to rely on the invitation.
The invitation. All the Ocean's 11 people, all of their, yeah.
Yeah, the whole plan just got thrown in the fire. A year's worth of planning.
True.
Nino can't actually remember what, the main thing that we want to be doing right now is in terms of where we're meant to be going. So she's just gonna follow the carriage.
So so the two options we have at the moment are to go to Vallaki, which is a nearby town, grab buy or acquire a horse and carriage, take that back to Barovia, try to take Arena as far away as we can, and Irina will take with her this like magical charm that'll grant protection for a set number of days. So it'll sort of, we're basically moving like in a like RV. It's like a home on wheels to take her away as far as we can. Or option number 2 is to try to go to Strahd's castle, take up Strahd on his invitation, and potentially acquire some knowledge. We need to take him down with the sort of card reading of looking for a fortress inside a fortress in a place behind the fire. And we've been told that this will be a place inside Strahd's castle, I don't know, like behind the like fireplace or some other bonfire or something. Like there'll be presumably a big fire there, and there will be fortress within the fortress where we will acquire one of 3 things. We need to take Strahd down. We need to find knowledge, a symbol, and a tool. And we know, like we have a hint, capital H hint from the DM of where to find knowledge, which is in Strahd's castle. So it's about whether we feel ready to step into Strahd's castle, even if we're like on a diplomatic, allegedly diplomatic sort of like purpose there, or if we want to proceed with like our main mission so far, which has taken us out here, which is to take Irina as far away from Barovia as possible.
Yeah, I feel like I'm more concerned about getting Irina to some sort of safety. Would be my preference.
Yeah. I mean, Floki's with you, so I guess unless Loon provides a strong argument to go in, that would
Well,
be
the only thing would be if we start taking Irina and Strahd realizes we're doing that, that invitation's probably gone. So I don't know how we'd get in after we already go down that path.
Loki is sort of torn, and so he pulls out from one of his pouches. You've noticed this pouch that like occasionally sort of squirms, and he pulls out this. He just looks at the rat and sort of puts it up to his mouth. He whispers something at it, quite tenderly, and then he just jams his fingers inside the rat and like pulls out the guts and just throws them onto the floor and just reads the blood splatter. And so he is going to try and get an augury to see whether going to Strahd's castle is a good idea or
not. You pull out these guts, and as you kind of place them on the ground, they seem to form into words where the kind of stringing of tendons and the organs and everything like that. And as you kind of look at it, it starts spelling, "Go to Strahd's castle, you bloody idiot."
What? Wow. That's a powerful spell.
Yeah. And Floki, you know, tells Loon that he's been persuaded. You know, that's probably a good idea to take advantage of Strahd's current goodwill towards us. Although Peregrine looks sort of like has gone white as a sheet at this prospect. You know, he's being hired by the party, so he won't put up a fight, but he does not look like he's keen to go to Strahd's castle at all.
And then
he doesn't have an invitation, does he?
You see, as the guts are on the floor, the words change again. You notice that it's actually the coachman is pointing his finger and he's kind of waving his finger around as they form new words. He says, "Common, I don't have all day." Again, it writes in the guts.
You said the coachman was pointing at the rat guts?
Yeah.
interfering with
Is
the
the
spell.
coach stopped right now?
It is stopped. The guy has a hood on to kind of cover himself up in the rain, in the middle of the thing, and sees you get a coach, and he goes, "Finally, I've been waiting here for hours."
Okay, we can get a move on now. Don't have to wait anymore.
Good. It's good to finally meet you. I was ordered by Strahd to take you to the castle. You have your invitation.
Jesus Christ. I've changed my mind.
Floki's already in. Floki's let himself into the carriage. The Ratty has spoken, and he's not one to ignore Ratty.
The rat's like guts kind of reformed and becomes a zombie rat, which then leaps up and lands on the knee of this coachman. He goes, "This is a fine rat. I will name him Ratty." So yeah, it seems to be that he's kept this Ratty-san. Yeah. He's keeping.
Peregrine is gonna jump up to the back of the carriage. He does not want to be within it, so he's sort of holding onto the back for the.
Yeah, there's a big kind of chest at the back of the coach, which he can sit on, but it does mean he'll be out in the rain and he will gain 1 or 2 exhaustion from getting soaked and cold.
No.
But if he accepts that,
He's not that. If it's getting that bad, I guess he will go in.
it is pouring down now, and but you find that the coach itself is very high quality. There's enough seats for 8 people. And there's a special compartment at the front for the driver where he can open and close like a sort of shelter thing. I guess it's like should vampires come around, he can then close the hatch and it's like he's inside a building. You also notice various bits of garlic and kind of holy symbols on the kind of reins around the horse. So it's like the horses are protected by a little bit of kind of anti-vampire.
So, I mean, how do we sort of interpret this? Like, is this man not under Strahd's employ then? Like, because he's got a bunch of vampire defenses on here. Like, is he just like a unionist? He's
But
just
there's
like.
vampires who are against Strahd as well, right?
I don't think so. I think they're all they've all been turned by him. I mean, maybe not. But I assumed he sort of handpicked all the people he wanted to turn into vampire spawn or vampires.
You can ask the coachman questions if you want. Get an idea. He's like, "I could hear you talking about me."
Floki, I guess, will be and that works for vampire. You do seem to have an awful lot of vampire wards in your taxi.
It is a problem of the job, you understand. I've been a coachman for a long time. Yeah, he's just like, yes, I'm proud of this. That most vampires are law-abiding, but some, are just assholes. Yes, you're all on board, and he introduces himself as the coachman. He is a long time kind of servant of Strahd, and he only takes people to and from that that Strahd respects, and he comes out and he kind of gets the carriages. He would have gone further and gone all the way to the town of Barovia, but Strahd ordered him to wait here at the crossroads. He said that you need to do something before coming to the castle. Which I assume is probably the surgery. So Strahd left. He's keen to have you guys come here, but you've all got into the coach, and he says, "Is everyone ready?"
Ready as I'll ever be.
Everyone nods except Peregrine.
Peregrine goes, "Buckle up," and he kind of whips the reins, and it's just like the manes of these horses light up in flame as you realise these aren't living horses. These are undead horses. and as they kind of come to life, and you guys bolt out there at high speed, faster than ever you've travelled in anything before, and straight away Peregrine vomits. And he vomits. And who's next to you? He's going to vomit onto Ninal's lap.
Gross.
You're
My maid outfit.
Yeah. He's not ready for this. So you guys go shooting along, and you're going to be ending up after about let's say 20 minutes, or what would have been like hours and hours of travel. You'll be ending up near the outskirts of Strahd's castle. You kind of saw it looming up towards you as you were rushing there. And we're going to go ahead and place party. So we can't get there. So you guys arrive outside the castle, where the coachman finally comes to a stop, and he's like, I hope you have enjoyed travelling with the coachman. Please recommend me to your closest friends.
20% off your first trip.
Exactly. 20% off new subscribers. I work from Monday to Friday. Just has a few things and hands out some leaflets as well about him. And as you, Lude is the first one to get off. I assume Peregrine also is the second one to get off in order to vomit on the ground.
Floki tips the guy a couple silver.
And he goes, much obliged. I will give you a little warning. Be careful of the guards at the gates. They will chew your ear off if you let them. I will see you soon. And the coach kind of travel off, and I'll just rotate around, just bye, just travels past. He gives a middle finger to the guards as he goes by, and then he's off and out of sight. And yes, you guys are left on the outskirts of Strahd's castle. There's a huge set of walls that kind of go around, and kind of from a distance you realise that there's a pillar of stone that is slightly separate from this small mountain. That there is a gap between the kind of the main landmass and the castle, as well as these big walls that go all around. The castle is an extremely secure complex. You don't see any other way into the castle but this entrance down here.
When you say there's a pillar of stone, what do you mean by that?
So I'll have to find the picture again to show you maybe next time, but imagine that there's a cliff face next to this mountain, and then there's a huge block of stone, maybe someone a long time ago chiseled out a huge block of stone that stands next to the cliff. So there's a gap that you'd have to cross a bridge in order to get from the cliff to the stone pillar.
Okay.
It's a huge stone pillar. But that's what his
It looks
castle.
like it's man-made rather than a natural feature.
Maybe someone found a mountain that splits and decided to carve one section of it into a stone pillar. So this land won't even touch the mainland. It is like a separate place, a fortress, which then someone built a castle upon the stone. So I wonder if I can find a picture to show you. I definitely did have one.
Don't sweat it.
I've
I
lost
think
it.
I
Yeah.
get what you...
Yeah, sorry, I must have deleted it out some time ago. But yes, so you get it as a separate block. So that in order to get there, you've got to pass the wall and get across this bridge. And you've already travelled down to this point. So let me just see what you can see. Yes, so now you can see that there are two skeletal guards standing next to a gap where you assume a drawbridge will come down. You also see that there's a couple of locked doors up here, because you've got, which you assume is where some of the mechanisms would be to lower the drawbridge. What do you guys wish to do? You said about being prepared. What do you wish to do before you approach these guards that you were warned about?
I mean, the guards must have been warned that we were coming, right?
Perhaps.
We still have
We
our
just have to-
invitations on us, right?
You do.
I think as long as we walk up with our invitations in hand, then should be okay.
Would you like to go first, Nina?
Certainly.
As you approach these guards, it seems like they haven't moved for some time. There's something kind of creaking sound, or kind of bone rubbing its bone. You notice that these skeletons, they seem to be partly flesh, like just a few withered muscles and bits of skin and tendon hold them together as they shift, and the dust falls from them. And one of them leans over to look at your invitation. He turns back and looks at the guard, where his jaw kind of clicks and falls to the floor. He reaches down, picks up the jaw, puts it back on, and then they both nod to each other and they turn back and they bow to you as they step aside and press their button on the wall. And you hear like a kind of clink, 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 clink sound as the drawbridge comes and like hits the it's the point. Do I have a... Yeah. You hear in distance a bell ring, indicating
I'll
your
make
presence.
sure to get my invitation back off of the guard.
You take the invitation, and his like fingertip bones kind of fall off as you do. He kind of looks back down. He kind of picks them up again and holds them in his hand as he kind of nods towards you again.
Carry on.
Carry on, my wayward son.
The lads come in.
Mm-hmm.
You young whippersnappers need to hurry up.
Alright, so we now move on to the other side of the bridge. So let me place party here. As you arrive on the other side of the bridge, you notice that there are no guards to greet you here. It is just the coldness of the night, and fortunately, as you enter, the rain finally stops. And in the distance, you begin to hear a tune. Now, in order for me to play this tune on Twitch, I'm actually going to have to mute the sound on Twitch, so give me 1 second so you guys can still hear it. That would be... 1 second, I need to find out which audio I change. I changed the speaker settings. To microphone. Yep, okay, good. Now it means that only you guys will hear this music. And now coming in from which was once on Top of the Pops in 1995 for 4 weeks, we have Meatloaf. I Will Do Anything for Love is what you hear in the distance. Is the volume good for you guys?
Yeah.
Yep, pretty good.
Please explore the castle.
Is this what our characters are hearing?
Yes. And as you approach, it gets louder and louder.
Floki will just be like, "Hello? Anyone here?"
So the grounds you enter are empty. There's no one here guarding the area. And ahead of you are just a pair of open doors, grand open doors. Yes, everyone's dancing away. You can't help but enjoy the music. This may be the greatest
Loki's
song
just going like
you
this.
ever heard. Just dancing away. Even Peregrine can't help but find the joy that he's been missing from this loss of religion in his heart now.
You can see that yeah, Peregrine's trying not to do it, but he's just like starts dancing.
Such popping moves. The sound is coming from over here.
So, some type of charm upon Peregrine.
Exactly. You can't help but be moved by this music. It's coming even stronger from this door here.
I'm not opening those doors.
As you open the doors, and Nina can already see in, Strahd, straddling a unicycle, is balancing back and forth whilst playing a massive organ like you've never seen before. Next to him are his 3 vampire wives, his brides. And I will move this onto... And we'll zoom in here. As he plays away, like passion, sweat flying from him as he smashes the keys in the organ. And anytime you want, you can tap on his shoulder to break his rhythm. But otherwise, he is fully in the song now.
I'll just jig along.
How are his vampire wives? Like, what are they up to?
They're standing beside him, all looking, swaying left and right as they're kind of singing the backing tune to the song as he sings his love.
Spoons on the table?
There are.
Can I do like the spoon instrument?
You certainly can. You just find it within you.
I feel like we gotta wait for the song to play out.
Yeah.
Way too committed at this point. Although I just looked it up, and this is a 7.5-minute song. So maybe
it's not.
So maybe we should intervene.
It's 1 more minute. 1 more minute.
Are you guys not going to join along in the song?
I mean, Floki's following your lead, and Peregrine is just trying to like shield his mind against this, but he's been here and he's been broken by the forces in this place before, and the song has infected him before any of you. You know, any sort of inbuilt resilience you guys might have, he no longer has. And you can just see he's just like flash dancing in the background, just like running up to the curtains and just like dancing up next to the curtains like a
There's
like a dance pole.
There's a rope you can pull, and it just like showing. It just causes a bucket of water to like blast down on you, so you kind of like dance on the chair.
Oh my god! I can't believe he has that in his house. That's so dangerous.
It's holy water too.
But he's like grimacing. It's like a smile that looks pained. Like he's like smiling, and it's like too manic. You know, he doesn't do well in this place.
And there you go. With that, Strahd, exhausted, kind of like breathes heavy as the his brides next to him will kind of clap to him as he's played.
Floki claps as well.
Yeah. And he goes, "This was Flordelina, my new love." And he presses a button on the keyboard, which then causes the entire door to swing open. It's actually the organ itself is like a secret door that you can see just opens. And he takes the unicycle and he just throws it into this room. And in the room you can see various things like pogo sticks, penny farthing bicycles, skipping ropes, all sorts of kind of like different things that he kind of chucks into the room. And then he just, in surprise, he just turns around and he goes, "Oh, my friends, I did not see you come in. I was just practicing my my music. I hoped you didn't find that too jarring. I am trying very hard to learn these new age songs.
It was
song was
beautiful
fire,
as
man.
always. No. Agreed.
Thank you, thank you. This particular song, it spoke to me. I felt it deep within my heart. It represented everything I love about my future bride. Because I would do anything for love, but I won't do what she asked me to do. So that's a real problem. But he otherwise just kind of points out to the table. I'm going to swap the music over. Yes, because yes, come in, come in. In fact, I should introduce you all together. So new friends, these are my brides. So he points to the kind of rather posh-looking woman right in front of him, and he goes, "This is Ludmilla. Ludmilla, she is my first bride. That is this woman right here. And in fact, I'll make a big
What's
screen
your
so you
name?
can...
Ludmilla?
Ludmilla. So you can grab a picture. You got a picture?
Got it.
Great. And I'll just copy her name into the log. So that is the first bride.
And she is what, like vaguely Egyptian looking? What's
She definitely has kind of more of the kind of like skin tone that's you've seen from locals this area. Like local, she's like descendant from Barovians before Strahd and his people arrived. And then next we have this lady here. If you grab that picture.
mm-hmm. She's very she's into
Kawaii.
K-pop. She's into K-pop.
Ah. Kyon rather than Kwai.
Yes. This is Anastasia. She is my second wife. And I'll shrink that. I'm just having to grab each of the sheets as we go. And then he points over to the last woman over here. And this is my third wife, Volenta. And I'll give you the picture of her as well. Let's shift Z. There we go. Volenta. A bit scarier than the other three.
We know what she's into.
Yes, you do. You do indeed. I'll turn the volume down as well on this music because you're probably getting it too loud now.
I would do
anything for love. Such a good song. Such a good song. So he goes, and Blythe meets my new and old friend. So he points out the first one. This is Floki, or the flock of many footprints, but you can just call him Floki. He prefers that name. Just behind him is Loon. He is a fine boy. Strong character, I can already tell. At the far back, that of course is our old guest, Peregrine, who I've not seen for some time. I'm glad he's doing so well. It's been some time since he was in the castle. And it's Anastia, was it? Anastria, she kind of winks at him. She goes, "Oh, yes, I remember the fancy boy," she calls him. So she kind of knows Peregrine a bit more. And then he goes, and last but not least, it's been some time since she's been here, but we have Ninali, or as she likes to be called, Nina now. At this point, all three brides just put their gaze on you, Nina. Their kind of eyes like stabbing like daggers, and they're like, "Oh, you're back."
Competition.
Yeah.
Back and ready to take my man back.
All three of the girls look at each other and they're going like, yes. So good to see you again. Was it Nina you want to be called? Why, the years have been so good for you. They all snigger.
Thank you for noticing.
Yeah, and they get angry at this. They just like whilst this is going on, Peregrine just goes, "Oh, I see, Alun, that the surgery went well. I'm so sorry that you had to lose that arm, but I have a solution for you." He quickly turns around and heads back into that room where he had like all those kind of like kind of sports equipment and other kind of like random paraphernalia and things. There's a hula hoop as well. He kind of pushes it out the way. He kind of fills through the boxes. Goes, "Aha! I found what I was looking for." And he turns around and he comes back and he goes, "Yes, I have this prosthetic arm here. I specially built it for one of the ghouls I had working for me some time ago, and I think it'd be a perfect fit for you." And he comes over and hands you a mechanical prosthetic arm. So,
wow, holy shit.
I believe now if I
Is it like adult sized?
It's slightly too long.
So it's actually a perfect fit for you. It's like it couldn't be better. It seems to be whoever this ghoul was before. He was probably a halfling like you.
Wow.
So if I prosthetic limb, here we go. There should be an option to just copy it. This magical item replaces a lost limb, a hand, an arm, or a foot. It functions identically to the part that it replaces. You can detach or reattach it as a magical action, and it can't be removed against your will when you are alive. So if you find that, let me know if you don't find that in your list.
Let me have a look.
Because I can always just click and add it to you.
Cool.
You found it?
I haven't found it, but I'm sure.
Okay, I will add it to your inventory right now.
Okay, thanks.
So it goes into your equipment.
What does it look like?
Does it have a picture? It does not have a picture. In fact, I'm going to make a picture for it later. But it looks like it's made out of wood and gold. It's expertly crafted. And I'm also going to add an extra feature to it, which is that at the wrist, you can press a button and there's like a cable that can go out to about 30 feet. And it's like a rope that connects to the arm. So that if you ever wanted to like grab onto something and then use it as a rope swing, you can do.
Very cool. Grapple arm.
Grapple arm. It doesn't shoot the grapple. It's just like it can be detached, and you can always throw your hand with the rope and get to grapple. Like, yes.
Theo, for my notes, I missed the name of creepy third bride.
Yes. So she is Volenta. I'll get that name for you.
Volenta, the ageless, by any chance?
Yep. And the door automatically closes as the organ swings back into place. Boom! As it kind of closes, and that room is now locked to you. And he goes, "Yes, Lord, take this arm. I think it will be a perfect fit for you. But I do warn you, the previous owner was left-handed, so you might wish to clean it before you use that arm."
Oh my god. Oh, okay. I'm gonna put that just straight into my bag.
Place it, yeah. Give it a good scrub, because it was a ghoul's dominant left hand before, but it is a high quality piece, and it will be like as soon as you touch it, whenever you do try it, it's like it detects like your kind of the nerve movements in your hand. You can even feel with it. It is quite the masterpiece of engineering. But you now no longer have the issue of being one-handed. In fact, you are now even more useful than you were before.
Yeah, I've got an upgrade.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm sure next time you lose a limb, you'll get another upgrade. I'm sure Strahd has lots of these things.
Next time.
Yeah. You will be Robocop by the end of this campaign.
Jesus.
Yeah. You seem to have a lot of luck of like touching things and then trying to bite you. But yes, Strahd is kind of going back forward and goes, "Yes, it's so good to have you finally here. I've been waiting so long for you to take my invitation. I would love to have you for dinner now, as you're all here." But first, you guys, you look like you could use a little cleanup. You look a little bit wet from the rain. I shall get you my man to come and show you to your guest rooms. And he kind of clicks his fingers, and this new man appears at the door, and he's like, yes, yes, master, I'm here. It is so good to serve you, Strahd. I love serving you, Strahd. It's like, yes, very good, very good. As a man he introduces as Radin. I'll get you his name as well. So that's Radin. And I'll give you a zoom in picture of him.
Can you do it again? I missed it. I accidentally clicked out.
That's fine. There we go.
Thanks. I appreciated the Romanian pronunciation of his name.
Radin. Yes, it's not like pronounced it. I'm sure it is different for the Elvish. You can tell by his ears that he's Elvish. He's like, yes, and you get the sense that this isn't a vampire, despite his kind of like clothing in his ears. Like he's trying to dress like a vampire, but he isn't a vampire. He's a living, breathing elf with like a thick scar on his forehead.
And he's like the butler?
He is my trusted manservant. He is responsible for everything around the castle. He's like, yes, I am. Yes, I serve my master utterly and truly with all of my heart. And he goes, yes, and in fact, he was the one who employed the guards at the front gate. I must apologize if they did talk your ear off. You know how ghouls are. They just natter all the time. It must have taken you ages to get past to them.
Yeah, we were there for hours stuck in the rain. I think we should really be compensated for how wet and tired we are and cold. I think we need warm bodies next to us to warm us.
I totally understand. I wish for your bodies to be nice and warm. Yes, definitely.
Out of control.
And he goes, no, I can help you out. So he clicks his fingers and he does prestidigitation, I believe it's called, the spell, which instantly cleans your clothes and gives you this kind of warm air feeling, like your clothes are now dry. As you kind of, all your clothes are just back in pristine condition. You're completely dry. You're feeling pretty good after that. And he turns again and goes, yes, my manservant here, Radin, he will show you to your rooms if you wish to deposit stuff. And by the time you're back, let's sit down and have a meal together, yes?
I would love to have you for dinner.
Oh God.
That's his favorite saying, yes. I would definitely love to have you for dinner, yes, for many, many nights ahead. So yeah, Radin kind of like looks disgusted at the four of you for taking up his time, but then he like goes over to Strahd. He goes, yeah, anything for you, Lord, anything at all. And he kind of like he's bowing down, like really heavily bowing down towards him. This like, I love and care for you so much, my Lord. Please show me respect. And he goes, yes, just show them to the rooms. Oh, I should mention guests. I'm afraid that there are some other guests in this castle, some even older than I am, and I have asked them to do this. Should you find a room without a lit torch, do not enter. As long as you stand in the lights, then you are safe. But should you step out, I cannot guarantee your safety. I do apologize. So that's an indication. If you see a torch, you can go in that room. If you don't see a torch, do not enter that room.
Just a suggestion.
Just a suggestion. You can do what you like. Your free will and all.
The one thing you always liked most about me, free spirit.
You're definitely. If there's anything I know about Ninali, is that she is definitely a free spirit. A wild one, in fact. And then Rather just goes, okay, follow me. I'll show you to your rooms. And he kind of steps out into the hallway.
I'll just stage whisper to Strahd. I'll leave our little signal on the door so you can find my room later.
She's just going like this with one of her socks. She's like,
Yeah. He's like, it goes like, Nadi, I would love to pick up things like where they were before, but I must tell you that I have discovered a new blight. I'm afraid that our time is over, but I will never forget it, I promise you. Go now, find your rooms, and maybe something will happen in the night. Yeah.
I'll take that as yes.
So yeah, Rodden stands up. He's like, "Follow me," and
Like
just
skip out the room.
yes, and the brides are very angry. So yes, I noticed that you rush over to the stairwell at on the far right there, Nina. Do you wish to
I've gone the
go
wrong
upstairs?
way, evidently.
Well,
I'm just charging wherever I think I'm gonna go, so I will go up this way.
you can go where you like. In fact, I'll say this now. Right now, this guy Radin is walking very slowly. He is completely ignoring you guys. If you wish to explore, ask any questions about the kind of the space, now's the kind of time for you to get some information.
Floki is just looking at Rotten and saying like, despite that prestidigitation, I'm still quite cold. Any large fires nearby where I might be able to warm myself up?
And he goes, yes, there's a games room up on the third floor, a big fireplace there. I'm sure after the meal, Strahd would love to take you there, and you can enjoy some games of chess. He is quite the chess fanatic. So yeah, on the third floor.
Quite a fortress you have here. Any fortresses within fortresses in this castle?
Yes, you could say that the inner walls are the second fortress. You're right. This place has survived many battles. In fact, last year we had a huge battle. The roof was set on fire, and various bits of damage were done that we're still cleaning up. In fact, just to warn you guys, despite what Strahd said, there's been a bit of a spider infestation. So I do apologize for the webs you see around. Try to avoid them. Sometimes the spiders can be a little difficult to deal with. So yeah, so he just carries on going up. But you can't help but like be drawn to like investigate the area. So feel free to like open doors, look in. As long as there is lights on inside, you can travel in there. You are now free to reign, but you can follow him upstairs. He'll wait by the stairs up here to take you further up to your rooms. But feel free to look around. You can see that Loon is already doing that. He's already getting a sense of something. Just be careful, as I mentioned, of the spiders. Don't get too close. Yes, it's interesting. Both Loon and Peregrine are like feeling as a call to the right.
Peregrine's trying to stay as close as possible to the other sort of man of God. He's very much out of his element. He doesn't like how easily like Floki is just sort of wandering about and going about Strahd's bidding. So he's trying to sort of stick as close to the last sort of shred of the Morning Lord as he can find. Peregrine is just following the servant. He's keen to get to the third floor, so he's going upstairs.
Okay, so we can slightly split the parts at this point because these maps are pretty large. In fact, if Nidar, who's moved over to the stairway to G, wants to go up that way, we can take her there when we go to the second floor. But for now, the other two, they are traveling. If I focus ping over here towards these doors, and you can see, I'll have to like a question mark showing you that there's something there above these doors. There is what's the description here? At the top doors, above the doors leading to the next area, hangs a symbol of beaten bronze that looks very much like a rising star. It seems to be the symbol of the Morning Lord inside Strahd's castle.
Is this what we're seeing or what Nina's seeing?
What so Peregrine and Luna
Peregrine,
saying,
yeah.
there is a symbol of the Morning Lord in the castle.
I knew we had to come down this hallway. Yeah.
Yeah, it was almost like you psychically sensed something inside.
Is it defaced in any way, or does this look like a place of like reverie towards the Morning Lord?
There's some cobwebs and some dust on it, but it seems to be mostly left unattended.
And these statues on the sides of this hallway, are those sort of people we might recognize?
You notice as you kind of move, it seems like the statues' heads turn towards you as you walk.
I huddle
Is the Morning
closer
Lord
to.
finally noticing?
Huddle a little bit closer to. I pretend like I'm sort of protecting him, but I'm very much just to be like as close as possible to any other human here.
Yes, all the statues seem to be of carvings of different priests throughout the years, and when you kind of like finally decide to kind of check and move forward and touch the statue, you realise that effect of them turning their heads and looking towards you is an illusion. There is some sort of spell being played upon these statues, which makes it look like they're turning and looking at you, but they are just motionless statues. Do you wish?
Are you ready?
Boom! You open that door, and straight away, bats come flying past you, screeching as they rush past you and land on the statues next to you. In fact, could you all do a charisma check to make sure you don't squeal like little girls? It's a DC 15 to not squeal.
Well,
Nope.
it's quite fitting.
5.
Peregrine manages to hold it together, but Loon sounds
just
like
barely.
Yeah.
I'm not even there, doesn't matter.
Yeah, as I would love to hear Loon. You know, if you want to play a character, just like I want to hear what that kind of scream sounded like.
Oh god.
Perfect.
That's my
yes.
best. I don't know if that even went through Discord.
Yeah, we heard it. Everyone heard
That's
it.
my. Oh god.
As you enter into what seems to be an old church hall, the pews are all kind of somewhat abandoned and kind of mismatched. It seems that no one has sat in these for quite some time. There's a thick layer of dust on all the seats. I'll describe the room as well. Dim, coloured light filters in through the tall, broken, and in some places boarded up windows of stained glass, illuminating the ancient chapel of Ravenloft. A few bats flutter about near the top of the 90-foot high domed ceiling. A balcony runs the length of the western wall above you, 50 feet above the floor. In the centre of the balcony, two dark shapes are slumped in tall chairs. Benches coated with centuries of dust lie about the floor. In a jumbled disarray, beyond the debris lit by a piercing shaft of light, an altar stands upon a stone platform. The sides of the altar are carved with bas relief of angelic figures intertwined with grapes and vines. The light that falls from above directly onto a silver statue. A cloaked figure is draped over the altar, and a black mace lies on the floor near his feet. The man is motionless. Also next to the statue is an open diary. So yes, the
Peregrine is following under any like a faintly held together guise of trying to like protect him from the back, but he is like his teeth are like chattering in his mouth.
Yeah, I'm gonna move Nina over just so that she can see what's happening as well. So there you go. Everyone's here. So you approach. You see a dead body on the ground. It looks like he's been charred by like some sort of flash of intense heat, and he may be dead for like a couple of days now due to the rot. It's quite foul smelling. You see next to him there is a mace on the floor, and there's the open diary on the table next to the statue. And the statue has like kind of burned fingerprint marks on the side of it.
Maybe we shouldn't touch that book.
It's the statue that has the burns. The book is just lying open. You can look at it if you wish.
Oh, I see the statue then.
Yeah.
Peregrine, do you want to pick up that mace?
I sort of go over and I first sort of use my sword to poke at it and sort of like see whether anything happens upon sort of disturbing it.
The mace just wobbles and otherwise stays still.
Then I use my sword more forcefully to like slide it away from the corpse on the ground, and once it's like 5 or 10 feet away, I pick it up.
Great. You now have picked up what is called the Mace of Terror. So I believe you can search for that. If you can't find it in the list of items you can get, I'll just copy the name in here so you can look for the Mace of Terror.
Mace of Terror. Ooh, let's see. It is a rare item, requires attunement. This magic weapon has 3 charges and regains 1 out of 3, 1d3 charges at dawn. While holding the weapon, you can make a magic action and expend 1 charge to release a wave of terror. Each creature within 30 feet must succeed a wisdom saving throw or have the frightened condition. Lovely. Okay, very cool.
Very cool. So yes, whoever wishes to take it, that can be their first rare magic item.
Loon, you use maces, no?
I do, but do you not also use
No, I
maces?
don't. No, I do not. I immediately just gingerly hand it to Loon, who seems much more in control of this situation than I am.
Exactly. You can now replace your just normal mace now with this terrifying mace that makes people fear you just by waving it in front of them.
Holy shit.
It requires
In that
attunement, and
case-
I think you're like quite like over attuned possibly.
I've got
so
3.
But you can always
attune
unattune
things
and
already.
switch things out. It's options. So you have options now.
Yeah, so I guess I've got an Amulet of the Devout and the Cross of the Morning Lord. So it's the Cloak of Protection, if anyone fancies it.
That does what? Is it armor class?
It improves your AC.
You gain +1 bonus to armor class and saving throws while you wear the cloak.
Peregrine can use that. Floki wouldn't need it. Does Loon? What's your AC? Or not Loon? Excuse me. Nina.
Nina has one
My
as well.
AC.
Yeah.
Nina has one of those as well already, so she wouldn't want to wear 2.
She does.
Yes.
So
it would make sense Peregrine to take it.
Peregrine, yeah, Peregrine's happy to take it then.
Cool.
So what is it? A cloak of what?
Cloak of Protection.
Okay. Yeah, well, Peregrine will take it then.
You'll have to attune it by sleeping, so you won't be able to attune to it straight away. Same as with the mace, you're going to need to have a long rest to attune.
Okay, so I guess you still have the protection on until nighttime.
Yeah, we could do it like that.
Yeah, keep it on, but you guys know you're going to swap it over later.
Okay, should we check out this diary?
Yes. So looking towards this diary, you notice that that it's safe to kind of open and close and move on this one. It is the diary of Gustav Herengust, and I'll copy his name in here.
Your typing sounds very vigorous, Theo.
It's the mechanical keyboard.
Very clackety.
So yes, Gustav Herengust, and in it has a few words where you go. It's like, finally, the old man is dead. For too long, I have lived under his tutelage, if you can call it that. He was always into the old ways of things, and even Strahd knew that he was just a quack. But now that he's gone, I have full reign over all the magical artifacts, and I will take them and smite Strahd once and for all. first thing I will be taking will be the icon of Ravenloft. My master forbid me to ever touch it, said that if you had even a lick of evil in your soul, it would kill you on the spot. But I am the great priest of Ravenloft. There is no one more holy than me, and I will use this to finally kill Strahd. That's the last entry.
I don't think he succeeded in that.
No, but as you kind of got the clues, it's like this guy was a priest, and like if you have any evil in your heart, this thing will kill you. Also, I should note that I missed a little bit that the charge, the killing Strahd, only happens once a day. Every dawn, it recharges a killing strike.
How old does this body look?
It looks like he's been dead for a couple of days.
Ah, okay. Well,
Peregrine looks like he's like gonna grab it like a boo in Aladdin with that big diamond in the cave, and he sort of stops himself, and he beckons Loon over and says, "Surely you are too young for even a shred of evil to have crept into your heart. I think you must be the one to take this."
do we really need a statue weighing us down?
A statue that can conceivably, if this diary is to be believed, take down Strahd.
I don't know, man. Like, the person who wrote the diary clearly didn't know what they were talking about.
I look at you and I say, you have a hand that cannot be hurt. There is nothing
That's
to be
true.
lost.
I have to attune to that, or do I have it on already?
You have to be tuned to it and have it attached. Actually, I'm going to say that you don't have to be tuned, even though the item says when I remake it, it's not. You don't have to be tuned to it, but you want to clean it first, either way, before you can use it.
Ooh, yeah, that's true. Can we just kind of slip it into a backpack without actually touching it?
You can try.
Like, could you use your sword again, like you did with the mace? I'll just put my backpack down next to it.
I say, yes, of course we could use my sword. And I hand my sword over to you.
Oh, God. Okay. Loon's gonna, like, very sheepishly just kind of, like, touch the end of the blade to the statue.
How heavy is it? Statue?
Let me see if it has the details on how much it weighs. Yes, it weighs 10 pounds. It's 12 inches tall.
I could mage hand it if you wish.
You're not here.
Well,
No.
I am according to the map.
No, but you went upstairs a different route.
Sucks for you guys then.
Exactly that. So yes. So who?
I mean,
who...
you know where I am. You could always try and get me to come back here.
No. Peregrine has bravely given his sword to the child. Child can grab this.
Yeah. So what do you guys do?
Loon's gonna nudge the statue with the sword.
Sure.
It bites you in your right hand, and you lose a finger.
So,
every time, man.
So you bring the sword over to touch it, and because you're using a sword to do this, I'm going to reduce the damage by half. But first of all, I need you to make a DC 17 Constitution save.
For what it's worth, I genuinely thought you could safely get this. I was just trying to add some drama. Didn't realize this is genuinely.
No, I thought I'd be able to as well.
So,
oh God.
You failed.
Okay.
So let me see. It is /R 16 D10. So it'll be this divided by 2, so it does 96 damage to you. Divided by 2 does 48 damage to you.
Holy fuck!
As through the windows, through the boarded windows. Yeah, I'm fully serious. That's what's in the rule books. A lightning strike buzzes straight through the window because you were using the sword instead of your bare hands.
It just said we had to be good to touch it. He's good.
if you had any shred of evil, any shred whatsoever of it, if you're not pure lawful good, then it's
Because
going
I collected those arms, man.
What's wrong with Loon?
So he takes he takes a lot of damage. So
48.
you are downed now. So let's just get you to 0, and you're going to have to roll a death saving pass, please, as you fall to the floor.
Click the button.
Did it work?
Is that doing anything? That was Nemon, but that was a 1d10. Doesn't count.
Yeah. Yeah. Roll again. Roll again. Because that was 1d10. You need to roll a 1d20.
I know. I wrote 1d20. It says rolling the dice.
There we go. 16.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, so you got a death saving pass. So otherwise you would have been close to death, but instead you got one more towards being good. But you otherwise have a drop to the floor, unconscious. So yes, you now have an unconscious boy in front of you, Peregrine. And the statue still sits.
Yeah, Peregrine will start screaming for Floki, who he knows is sort of like a healer.
Yeah.
But I will attempt to stabilize Loon.
Okay, please do a medicine check.
I'm just in a panic.
Oh my god.
Shaken to my core as I'm just screaming, Floki!
Yeah.
Floki, help me! But my hands are just shaking too much.
By shaking, you cause him to accidentally swallow his tongue, so he automatically gets one loss to his death saving throws.
Jesus Christ. What was the constitution?
The constitution
Was it a d10? 1d10?
No, the constitution saving was a DC 17.
Oh, so I failed it. Okay, yeah, got
but I halved the damage.
So why did I take half damage?
Because you used the sword to do it, so it slightly
okay.
resisted the full damage of it. Otherwise, you would be rolling a new character right now.
Yep.
Yeah. So do you want to bring Floki down, who can probably hear like screaming and after the lightning strike? Does Nina follow as well?
Me?
Yes. You hear a lightning strike, a boom, and then you hear Peregrine just screaming for help.
Yeah, I will come investigate.
Yeah. So that's why you're here now.
Floki will cast Cure Wounds upon Loon, healing them for 14.
So you kind of wake up from your near death state with 14 health.
Pulp Fiction style. Floki gets this like thorn and just like stabs it, this like rose thorn into your chest as Lean just
Oh my god.
Yeah.
What are the chances that I'd get struck by lightning just randomly? Just from holding out a sword.
Exactly. In fact, that statue might still be dangerous if anyone wants to touch it.
I mean, Peregrine's like in an absolute sort of like panic. He's just mumbling, and Floki's just trying to sort of make sense of what's happening. He said, "What caused this? Was it the statue?" And he goes over and like grabs the statue, trying to like make sense of what it is that's happened.
The statue, it weighs 10 pounds, so it's got a little bit of a weight to it, but it's otherwise fine in your hands. It feels a little warm.
So like I grab it, the statue does nothing. I set it back down, and I'm just looking around, trying to get Peregrine to tell me like what happened in this place.
So the statue is called the Icon of Ravenloft. You can see it's like a statue of like a kind of priestly looking guy. I'll make it go big. There we go. So that's what the statue looks like. You see a bit of smoke rising off it after the lightning strike. If you want to grab that image. But it's just of a kind of a priest kneeling. You can sense that there is like kind of spiritual magic coming from this. Other than that effect that you saw, where as I described in the book, is that once a day, anything with like a lick of evil that touches it will receive a lightning strike from the Morning Lord. It has other benefits. While within 30 feet of this icon, a creature is under the effect of protection from good and evil. Spell against fiends and undead, so it protects you against the undead. It has the augury function, which I know that Floki already has. You can also cast the Bane of the Undead. You can use this icon to turn undead or turn unholy. If you cast those spells, sorry, I've got it wrong here. If you cast Turn Undead or Turn Unholy, you get a +2 to the DC. It can also cure wounds, so you can also use it to heal people, and it recharges these spells every day at dawn.
Can you share the item description, or should it be on?
You should be able to find it on the thing. I will display on VVT. There you go. Found the button for it.
Inventory.
But whoever wants to hold that, it would be best if whoever is the most good among you holds it.
I mean, I'm very surprised that Loon stricken down by this. Peregrine is now looking at Loon with just like a massive amount of suspicion that he did not previously have. But he will snatch this from Floki, who's just like handling it like it's just some like random trinket in the church, and Peregrine is holding it like this is a like an incredibly important religious artifact that must be protected.
It must be because you look at the base of it and it has that name description. So this is how you find out details. It says it's the icon of Ravenloft. Looking underneath it, you realise that this was made by Archpriest Syrian Rumelich, which is a great member of your church. You've heard of his name before from long ago. He was like one of the great archpriests of the Morning Lord. So this is an important artifact for your particular religion.
Why did Loon get burned by it? He wonders to himself.
Yeah.
It's because the Morning Lord has abandoned us.
Bergen just nods suspiciously at you as he's holding it, not getting struck by lightning.
But it only does it once a day. You
Yeah,
just have
he
to have a
doesn't
lick.
do that necessarily, does he?
It said it in the diary. It said that
Oh,
that power will recharge, so you might want to be careful about touching it tomorrow.
No, Peregrine's sure he's fine.
Really, it's confidence. Overconfidence is a dangerous path.
Peregrine, knows that he's a consequentialist. He thinks that what dictates whether something is good or evil is what happens with it. There's means to an end, and he knows he's always aimed for good ends.
That's good.
We'll see what
And he
happens at
just
dawn.
does not trust Loon.
That's fair. Do you wish to look at the body at all? There, you can see on the body, despite it being kind of electrified, there is still a chainmail suit of armor on him. Or do you wish to leave the body alone?
I'm surprised that this is a quite recent death. Is he? So he's. We're meant to assume he was someone that was sort of under the employ of Strahd, but fighting against Strahd's own purposes. Is that sort of what we've been led to understand?
As you kind of
he didn't creep into the castle. He was he was in the castle under the knowledge of Strahd.
Yes, in fact, Radin walks in and he's just like, "Oh no, not another one." Kind of comes over to the body, which you're welcome to loot before he gets there because he's taking a bit of time to walk here. He walked very slowly. Do you wish to loot the body, or do you wish to leave it alone before anyone gets near it?
Said it had a chainmail thing on it.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I missed that. So you guys looting or you're not looting?
Loon's not doing anything at the moment.
I'm gonna assume you guys don't loot the body.
No, yeah, I don't think any of us has like immediately like pushed to desecrate this dead man.
That's fine. So Rodden, he kind of walks in and he's like, oh no, not again. I'm gonna have to employ another priest for the bloody church again. Strahd is not gonna be happy. This is the third one this year. And he kind of jostles the chainmail off him, and he grabs the kind of bag of 250 gold pieces and he puts it in his own pocket. And then he does some hand waving to cast a spell.
I hate you.
And
I hate you so much. He has a bag of 2 million gold pieces. She thinks.
It's the Homer Simpson when you go like, "Hey, Mars, you want $1,000?" No, I mean, yeah, it's too late. Just burns it. as he then causes a spell to kind of incinerate the body and just turns to ash and blows away. And he's just like, he then looks at Peregrine and looks at Lou and he goes, any of you looking for employment? We've got a very good plates here for like anyone wants to be Strahd's personal priest.
Loon's just gonna shake their head.
Yeah. Peregrine wants to get out of here.
It's so difficult to find like good priests these days that want to work with Strahd. You know, he's trying his best with the curse, but with all these terrible priests, we're not getting anywhere. And then he goes, well, now that's over. Everyone follow me. And he goes back out the door again, walking very slowly, of course.
Just a quick sort of cursory check of this area. Does it glean anything if we don't like massively like deviate from the central pews?
Well, it depends. Are you entering a place that has no lights?
I'm staying within this like main sort of chamber that we're in, but maybe looking towards the periphery of it.
Okay, so far you're safe.
I'm not leaving this sort of central area, but I'm looking into the like next atriums. Atria?
Yes, and straight away you can see that these areas have been less maintained. Like already, this kind of church area has been pretty badly maintained. There's a lot of bats hanging from the ceiling. You look into these atriums. There's more of those creepy statues that look at you, and there's quite a few spiders and spider webs on them.
Okay, well, I mean, neither of these guys is keen to go down those alleys.
Yeah, that's fine. You can just follow him up the stairs, and I think probably by the time you guys get upstairs, that will be where we end the session because we have run over a bit. I've realised. I was just getting very into showing you around the castle. So there's a lot of different directions you can go around here. So and in fact, Raden turns around and goes, "Yes, please follow me. It's best that you don't get lost again. Bad things can happen to you if you don't pay attention." And he goes up to the stairs here. Again, you see there's a couple of statues of like full plate armor here.
A glance, like without sort of like going up close and investigating them.
Yep.
Anything fucky about them, or do they just look like armor statues?
Oh, do a DC 15 Wisdom Perception check, please. Okay. 25, very good. You notice that the stone panels right next to these statues, just in front of them, they look like they have extra gaps around them, like if they can be depressed if you were to stand on them.
The what do?
So these, I'll draw it out. Let's get the drawing tool. The blocks, the stone blocks here. Why is it not drawing for me? Freehand. Have extra kind of deep grooves around them. And if you were to stand on those, they look like they might depress into the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you can tell about them.
Not gonna step onto them.
London says, hurry up, get over here. Oh, you're very close to stepping on one of them there. You went diagonally across it.
No, that's because like I went around it, but I think there's some lag.
Okay, all right. Then nothing happens. You follow him up the stairs, and we move on to our last location where we're going to end the game tonight. But we get here, and we're going to place party. Bam! You're at the top of the stairs. You guys would have arrived here at the top of the stairs, and I will grab Braden. Yes, it is a late night. I can tell everyone's getting quite tired, but there's been a lot of things that have been happening tonight.
No, this has been a great session, man. I love this. Yes,
it's world exploring, and here we are on the second level where we're going to call it night here. So he says that the bedrooms are just around the corner from here, and I would have taken us there, but we spent a bit more time in the church than expected. So yes, we'll have more excitement to go after you've dropped off your stuff. You'll be invited back down where you'll have dinner with Strahd and his brides. And I'm sure it will be a lovely occasion.
Very cool. It's crazy how much we've gotten through because we spent the first half of the session in the Vistani camp, and I feel like we've done a ton since we left. But and then it's also crazy that you thought we would have gone through Madame Eva in the previous session. It just goes to show how hard it is to get a sense of how much we'll traverse in a single session. Because I think it took an hour plus for us to get through the tarot reading.
Yes. It's definitely that, because with the kind of reading of the cards and things, there's there's a lot of options there. Like, I'm leaving open to kind of you. I don't want to, again, it's this whole thing of do I railroad or do I let you guys ask more questions? Can I let you guys talk a lot? And I think it was good. I think you kind of got some questions answered, and you kind of learned a little bit more about what happened a year ago in these lands. A lot of the repercussions that are happening here are a direct result of that. But yes.
Interesting, yeah. Anyways, we were trying to investigate where the corpse landed. We know that he's still out and about. We know that Peregrine has some connection to Mordecane. Yeah, that was a fun session. I like that.
Yes, and I'm very, very sorry, Loon, that you had to get burned so hard. It was a good thing we did the sword thing. Yes.
Yeah.
Every time Loon gets hit, he comes back stronger than ever before, so he's fine.
Exactly.
Who knows what that spell was that hit him? But yes, with that, I think I will let everyone that's been watching the stream know that this is the end of the session tonight. So we had a bit of an extra long one, but there is so much to explore out here, and the story is really just beginning. So until next time, I wish you all a good night. I'm the Grim Roller. I've been here with Bard, Tips, and Coffee, and yeah, we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.